Brandon Auret.
Yes.
Dude, such a pleasure. Apparently.
Yeah.
Such a pleasure to have you in the studios.
Thanks.
First time I'm podcasting.
You say that now, but in 2 hours' time.
Yeah, I might be like, oh my God, what did I do? What did I do? But dude, such a pleasure, man. And I mean, for us, I think we've got so much in common and so much to discuss. First and foremost, we are both Springs boys.
Yes, 100%.
And for Springs boys, that's a hell of a thing.
It's, you know, there's a YouTube channel. One of my favorite Springs boys is a guy called Tom London. I don't know if you know Tom London. He was
I don't.
He was one of the 702 DJs on a Sunday morning, and he did an incredible speech. And if you are a Springs boy, you should go try and find it somewhere and YouTube it. And it was at a Springs boys cum laude or cum laude, whatever it is that they were giving away that night or whatever. And he got up and he gave the most incredible speech, and he started naming the people from Springs, and it was just like, really?
Yeah, it's incredible.
Really?
People don't realize.
Really?
Yeah.
I found out the other day I went to school, the same primary school as Elon Musk in Blackburn. I was actually born in Blackburn.
Okay.
So the back door of Springs, not
Yes,
the front door.
yes,
yeah.
yes.
The back door of Springs. So I mean, I went to Pine Grove, which apparently, from what I understand, Elon Musk went as well. So no relation. And congratulations to him as well. I think what he's achieving is amazing.
Did you see his recent tweet to President?
I wonder if that's real, though. You know, those kind of things, because I mean, if it is real, then kudos to that man. Then I respect him even more.
I'm from South Africa, dumbass.
Yeah. From that shithole.
From that shithole. Yeah. There we go.
But then we moved to Springs at a very young age. I had a single mom. I had a divorced family at a very, very young age. I think my mom and my dad got divorced when I was like 3 or 4 years old. She moved to Springs. In those days, it was called government housings.
Yes.
Very close to a school, which was Pine Grove, and that's where I met like my lifelong friends. Basically, was from the East Rand. The friends that I made at primary school are predominantly still my friends today.
That's incredible.
Yeah, it's 36, 37, 30. I don't give a my age. I'm 45. I don't give a fuck.
No.
34 years friendships. I have 3 of my friends that I've known since Standard 5.
You know what I do say though, and I mean talk about Springs, but I think it's any small town. You see, in a small town, you don't have space for bullshittery, right? Oaks call you quickly on your bullshittery, and what I mean by that is I just think that for most small town guys, the people are real. And that's what I love about it. You know, I moved to Joburg, and I'm not putting Joburg down, but it's fast-paced. There's so many people, there's so many activities, and there's so much fakery in certain instances.
You know, James mocks me all the time about coming up to the north and living in the north. And I was like, yes, you know, once a Springs boy, always a Springs boy. You got to understand that. I have always, I've loved the fact that most of my friends have come from a small town like East Rand, because they've kept me very grounded.
Yeah, they keep you
real.
They
didn't buy into the bullshit of me doing all these big movies and becoming, you know, even now, I'm like, I still don't consider myself famous. I consider myself a hard-working actor who achieved his goals and achieved my dreams. You know what I mean? It's not like people say you're lucky. I'm like, luck's got fuck all to do with it.
Hard work.
And they know, and that's why I think they are. My friends from a very young age, from a very young age, know that I've been doing it since 1984. I did my first kind of drama stage show, so it's been in my life for a very long time. But they know that. So they know that it's not just I graduated and then I went to Isidingo. No, it didn't happen like that. There were another 7 or 8 years in between me graduating and landing a role in Isidingo that I did musical theatre, and I did children's theatre, and I gave away promos at shopping centres, and I put on kiddies outfits and hello kids and
really,
yeah,
because Wikipedia doesn't tell you that.
No, well,
Wikipedia has Isidingo like second.
We can actually discuss it. There's one thing I've never discussed is the progression of my career.
Please do. This is what we're here to do.
No one's ever had that kind of thing. So, I hope my brain can remember all of this. The progression started with me going to speech and drama classes in 1983 to a woman called Edna Peck. And my mom knew that there was something happening here because I insisted on going to these classes with Edna Peck and licking the lollipop so that you can learn to, you know, and doing all of these crazy things and entering our Stedfords, and and winning some and losing some, and getting really good marks in some poetry or speech or whatever, and not getting such good marks in other things. Walking away with bronzes was never considered a good thing. I was like, I ain't a fuck about awards, because people strive to achieve a doorstop, and I'm like, I don't get that. I've never understood why people want something. Let your work speak for you and stuff like that. So,
Yeah.
But my mom realized, hey, regardless of what I was achieving, I was there every day. I was there every week that I needed to be at speech and drama. Then I did my first, and I auditioned in 1985. I auditioned for a semi-professional show called Bugsy Malone. Now you remember the stage? There was the movie Bugsy Malone.
Yes.
It featured I hate it when I forget people's names. I'm terrible. Anyway,
And it's age, eh? It gets worse with age.
Yeah, and other things.
And other things.
So I landed the lead role of Bugsy in that, and it was my first kind of musical dance kind of show. It's this thing about gangsters and kids, and they shot each other with squirt guns and pies, and I was up against kids that had been actually doing this for a while, and I'll never forget my mom sitting in the car. Now I was sitting there. Everybody knew each other. Who was this new kid from Springs coming into the Benoni Choral Society, coming here to audition? I remember sitting in the car, and I'll never forget this day. My mom said to me, wow, those kids are good. And I went, yeah, I know, Mom. She went, but you're better. I was like, what? Landed the role. That was the start of my life as an actor. Then I went on.
And did you always, was it just inherently in you? This is what you wanted to do?
No, we pinned it down to a very simple thing. I remember sitting at a friend of mine's house in Standard 5, a guy called Paul Gerard. He was that kid who had all the Star Wars figurines.
Yes.
The X-Wing fighters.
I'd like to draw your attention to my wonderful socks.
My dog's name is Chewbacca.
If you play it right, you can stroke my wiki later.
My wiki later, yeah. I'm daddy ends here, though.
Yeah. For the listeners out there, I'm wearing Star Wars Chewbacca socks.
And they're very short. But I remember very clearly, and if you ask me about my 5 top films, Return of the Jedi is always going to be number 1, because Return of the Jedi is. I sat there going, we're in his house playing with the Star Wars figurines, and what was this movie? Why? What were these light swords? What was going on here? What was happening? I wanted to do that. Oh, you can't become a Jedi. No.
No.
I don't want to become a Jedi. I want to do what he's doing. I want to be in there. And that was the end of it for me. After that, school was boring. I got called in matric, and they said to me, Mr. Auret, you're a candidate for failure. And I was like, I don't care. I know what I'm going to do.
You know what's so incredible about that?
My mother. The opportunities that my mother gave us as a single mom, because my brother's he's a very successful businessman. He heads up TaylorMade South Africa, which is Adidas's golf range.
Sure. Older than you?
Yeah, younger than me.
Oh, younger than you?
Yeah.
Okay. Wow.
She allowed us, and he was basically the jock, and I was like the kind of like weird kid, the drama, like, hey, like cool.
Team Black Sheep.
Yeah. But here, she allowed us to discover at a very young age what we don't want to do.
How incredible.
So all credit to her. Eh?
Yeah. But what's amazing as well is that at that age, you turn around and you said, I want to do that, and stuck with it.
Yeah.
Because I know 40-year-olds right now who
I'll
are going,
go back and slap him if I go out.
Don't you change anything.
No. No, I lie. It breaks my heart to see people that I know are very passionate about the industry, especially actors, young actors, talented actors that are not prepared to. They want all of it now. It's got to happen now. I want the fame, I want the fortune, I want the roles, and I'm going. But you're not getting them now, and you're
not going to.
And you're doing the worst thing that's going to happen is you're walking away. Prove yourself.
Yeah.
Your reputation will get you the roles that you deserve.
Absolutely.
Talent is 5% of everything else. I've always said that talent is hard work, dedication, passion, all of that comes. But 5% of that is talent, and it's that ability to want to just and. There's hard times. It doesn't get easy. You know, people assume that I've done all these big international films, that life is easy for me now as an actor. It's harder because I've outpriced myself in the market.
Especially locally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yet there are producers out there that still come to me and approach me and say to me, are you prepared to? And I don't anymore. I'm not prepared to work.
Well, you've got a standard now.
They take advantage of it. They not all of them. And before people get them, there are a couple of companies in South Africa that are full of shit and need to be taken out of the industry. And they lie, abuse, and disrespect people in the most arrogant way.
Really?
You know, yeah. And 2 years ago, I shot a movie, and it became. I realized that it was the third film that I'd done where these people just had no respect. Not just I'm talking about me, for everyone, including the crew, who to me are the most important people on that set, not the actors. The actors are line deliverers. It's the crew that do the hard work. I'm not saying actors don't do hard work.
Of course.
Preparation.
But it takes a whole team to make a movie.
Correct. They're there before the actors arrive, and they leave after the actors have gone already. And disrespecting them, and it snowballs, and it just becomes this pit of unhappiness. And the film set to me is that's my heaven.
Okay.
That's my happy place. I go there, I have fun, I get to play different characters, I get to be a kid all over again. I shot Scorpion King in December, and I got to learn to sword fight and ride in a different way. I had to learn to ride a horse with my left hand and not ride it posted, you know. So and I loved that, and got to do some incredible fight scenes, and I was happy until the politics came into it, and then I was like, I can't deal with these politics, and it's hard because I'm a producer now, and I'm understanding the fundamentals of how hard it is to be a producer in the industry. I get it, but be honest and be transparent. Because then people will understand your difficulties, and that's when they come to the party. But if you're lying to people so that you can cut corners and put a little bit of extra money in your pocket and stuff like that, I don't want to work with you, because you're devaluing the worth of those people. And I've always said this now, is that you must know your worth, and if they can't put a value to your worth, they're devaluing you. And I've just said no more, and it's hard now because I have to now work harder at getting international stuff. Thank God I have a Breed Apart Pictures, which is mine and Jamie's film company, and we are in the process of shooting our first film, and it's a very hard thing for me to step back from being an actor, because I just won't do South African films anymore, because they're I hate saying this, but they're for the South African market, and there is no South African English market in South Africa. So even our film that we're shooting it for the world market. We're getting American, one or two American actors into it. I found someone who also, like you, believes in the project, believes in the company. We've got production associations and executives that have come on board, and we're shooting our first film, and I hope that I can treat the people that work on my film better than I was treated with most of the South African films that I've worked on.
Well, often, you know, you have these bad bosses, bad coaches, and, you know, you can be like them, or you can look at them and turn around and go, well, that's what I don't want to be like.
Correct.
You know, and thank God
just
you
the
found
lies
that.
and deception, man.
It's not
like
necessary.
we were talking about it. That's why I'm glad I'm from Springs. That's why I'm glad I still have those friends in my life, because they kept me grounded.
Yeah.
You know, I don't think any of my friends, a lot of my friends, but I'm saying earlier on in my life, that I've kind of seen what I've gone through this journey of you know, wanting to become an actor, but also finding music at a very young age. I mean, I started playing guitar at the age of, I think, what was I? Standard 6, standard 7. Picked up the first guitar, and there's some stories about me sitting in the toilet for hours because the acoustics was just amazing.
Incredible.
Amazing.
Yeah, all the
Even a
tiles.
bad guitar sounded great, you know. And then, I don't know, I went to the army because in 1990 it was the thing you did.
That's what you did, yeah.
And I
absolutely.
loved it. I'm sorry to say that. And people are like, oh, but you're fighting for a regime. No, I wasn't. I went to the army because I think it made me a better human being.
There we go, and a better man.
Yeah.
And I think it's something lacking right now.
Yeah.
You know, I mean,
Yeah.
do I think you need conscription? Not necessarily,
I
but
think you do.
maybe.
I look
My
at the
whole family-
Israelis, I look at the people that have been to the military, and I'm not so. The problem is that you were thrown into units that weren't specifically meant for you, and that's why there were so many suicides and so many kind of people trying to get out of basics and stuff like that. I went to the army and I went, okay, what's going to be the hardest thing for me to do now? And I went.
And what was it? What did you choose?
Well, I became part of an artillery unit,
Okay.
an airborne artillery unit in Potchefstroom, and then Bloemfontein, and back to Potchefstroom, back to Bloemfontein. Yeah, but I was a 141 gunner.
Okay.
So-
my whole family's from the SAF and the Air Force.
Yeah.
All of them. I mean, the defense. The flying school in Denata. You know, I remember going there sort of every weekend, And, you know, I've sat in all the cars, and my dad gave me all his old Rat Packs and his stuff, and he, you know, and I always wanted to go to the army. I don't think that human beings should be fighting these fictitious wars for governments.
I agree.
But I think that individuals should be placed in an environment where they are broken down, like they do in the army, and built up.
Yeah, but tested is the word you're looking for. There's nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong with testing yourself, and not succeeding in a certain thing does not mean failure. For me, the thing is that if you are going to do something and you don't know what you're going to do, you think about this in a practical way. It's free education. You can apply for different.
You can become a doctor.
Exactly. So.
Yeah.
And trust me, if anything happens, the first hospital that I want to be taken, if I'm in an accident, I'll still quote my force number and say, take me to the military hospital. Take me, please. That's where I want to go, because those oaks, I know what's happening there. But it's allowing you the option of saying, maybe doing tests, maybe doing psych tests, I don't know. But your brother, for example, getting the discipline, getting up, making your bed, running, getting that idea that the harder you work at something, the easier it becomes.
I couldn't agree more.
Okay, so do that, so that you don't have to worry about those hard things.
But we have this two-pronged thing right now that I've been really, really contemplating lately. It's first of all this, and it's very discussed now, but this instant gratification sort of society that has been bred in the millennials. But never mind that, we've got this idea that failure is bad.
No, it's not.
Now,
but I only learned that later on in life.
Later on in life. But Western society tells you that you shouldn't fail. And I mean, what a fucking absolutely ridiculous idea that you can't fail. Do you know what I do in my Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu classes? And some of the guys have only started picking it up now, including my brother. I made him read a book called Grit by Angela Duckworth. And I said to him, failure is okay, right? I actually say to the guys, if we're doing a really hard technique, I go, fuck it up, we'll fix it. I'm giving them permission to fail. I'm going, I know it's hard.
So anyway, you're going to
I don't care that you succeed. I care that you try. That's what I care about. And yes, it's going to be hard. If it was easy, everybody would be doing it.
Correct.
You know?
Correct.
But and I say to guys, go out there, find something that you suck at. Do that. It's good for your ego. It's good for your growing. And know that you're going to suck at it. Know that you're going to fail. But with time and repetition and learning and discipline, you know, going back to the army, you can maybe become a success of it. 10,000 hours. I've been in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. I've been doing Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu for 12 and a half years.
It's a long time.
And I'm still a brown belt.
Great.
12 and a half years.
Oh, great.
I could get 2 PhDs in that time.
Yeah, and everybody wants a black belt.
Everybody wants a black belt.
Why?
I don't care about it anymore. But it is...
You know, I've trained as well. I've trained kickboxing under Sean Raymond. I've trained with him for many, many years. I've trained with XKT and with
Jimmy James,
Jimmy James,
House of Tinkerbell, JP Kruger.
And it's never been a thing for me. For me, it's about, as an actor, it's like anything I do now. It's about, okay, MMA fighter. Yeah. What's the most important thing about an MMA fighter, other than being fit? Is his skill set.
Yes.
Okay.
That's all he has.
As an actor, that's all I have.
Yeah, your skill set, absolutely. Can you ride a horse? Can you do backflips?
Yeah, exactly.
Fight
and people get upset with me because I've pushed my body to the limits. I mean, I speak about it very freely. I wasn't then. It's age again. I'm like, go fuck yourself. If you have a problem with what I've done to achieve my goal, I haven't hurt anyone. I've never put anybody out, and I've never upset anybody about doing what I do for me.
Brilliant.
And I believe in that. I believe leave people to do what they do, as long as you're not hurting people and you're not insulting them. And I think people have started whining and bitching about things for no reason. Like someone wears a cloth over their head. No, I'm insulted by that. Or you do this, or you do that, or you don't read the Bible, or you don't whatever. People are insulted by it. I'm like, why are you insulted? Are you that pathetic that another person's choice affects your life that much?
Yeah.
That to me is just
tribes. It's tribes. People want to be within their tribes, and within these tribes, they have these cognitive biases. There's a psychologist by the name of Gadsden, and he calls it ostrich parasitic syndrome. So I'm going to stick my head in the sand, and regardless of the proof, I'm going to stick to what I believe, and it's so sad.
Sad.
It's so sad.
There's no growth. There's no human or spiritual growth, or we talk about the awakening, and the awakening means that sometimes, and I watched a guy called Matt Damon. About quantum physics, and we are so set in life about wanting a resolution, but not just a resolution. You want a resolution that has an outcome based on
what you want.
Absolutely. Okay. That doesn't leave for options.
No.
And life is all about options.
And most definitely change.
Yeah. So, and his words were very wise. He said, in conflict, allow conflict to be conflict. Don't get involved. Just let it be. Let everybody have their conflicts. Wait for it to settle. Now you've got choices. But if you're constantly trying to make the conflict your way, you're always constantly going to have the same ending, the same result.
Yeah.
What's going to... sorry.
No.
So what's the point?
Yeah.
You know
Well, before we were discussing, the Taoists have this idea of order and chaos. And what they believe is if you live in the chaos, you will be consumed by the chaos. And if you live too much in the order, well, then life will be boring and there's no progression because you're only progressing when you're in chaos.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. So their whole...
But you need to find a place to take that chaos and...
middle ground.
Yeah,
that's what they want. Yeah. So they want you to walk in the middle of order and chaos and understand that chaos is there.
Yeah.
You can't control chaos, but understand that being completely controlled, right, is not there for growth. Yeah. There's an old saying, where does the magic happen? Outside of your comfort zone.
Correct.
So step outside of it, but know what you're taking on. And that's what I say. Go take up something you suck at. Go do archery, because you're going to suck at it. It's controlled chaos. You're putting yourself consciously in this environment.
And you never know what putting yourself in that environment may or may not lead to.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? So,
hey, Brandon, start a podcast, they said. It'll be fun, they said. Let me tell you a bloody story. The learning I've had to go through just for this has been incredible. Nobody knows, night after night, I've got my whole rig set up here, right? I would break it down, completely set it up, start testing, break it down, set it up because I knew I was going to come here. And I've got one take at this. If I'm sitting with you right now and you've got a 12 o'clock meeting and you've got to go, correct? And I've had that. I've had bad sound. I've had bad visuals. It's been such an incredible thing just to learn how to do this. And then looking at yourself and going, oh my God, your voice is terrible, because of course we all hate the sound of our own voices. Your voice is terrible. You suck at what you say.
Very well.
And it's been such a very humbling experience. But then I have one person phone me. He goes, I listened to your podcast, dude, and thank you. Thank you. It changed my life. Wow. Wow.
Well, I mean, it's because we open. It's the same thing as now, is we don't not listening to one person preaching to us anymore and giving his opinion and being led by that. It's that whole thing about, and we've lost it, and it's a sad thing that it takes a village to raise a child. Now, children are raised in, let's say the biggest family. I'm talking about white people now. I'm talking from where I know, maybe 3, maybe 4, maybe 5 people, and that's 5 opinions that you have. And that's what you base your first couple of years on. And
Absolutely.
The problem is that that's not enough.
No.
That's not enough to give you an advantage in this world where I always say to people, they say to me, yeah, but the fact is. And I'm like, I don't want to know what the facts are. I want to know what the truth is, because the facts change all the time.
Yeah. What is the fundamental truth?
Yeah. What, I want to know the truth. The truth never changes. It's the truth.
Yeah.
Facts do. So, I mean, it took me years to get into a place where I was okay with allowing people to just exist, because I came from a very small community. Springs is a small town.
Absolutely.
And they talk about small town mentality.
Exactly.
I mean, I sometimes go back there and I check the same oaks are still fighting with the same oaks with the same chicks, and I'm like, ooh. I think maybe that's why I left, because I didn't want to. I had the heart of a small town boy, but I had
maybe the principles of a small town boy.
Principles
of a small town boy, but the vision of a big town boy. Yeah.
And I left 17. I left home. Woke my mom up the one day and I tuned her mom, Nazareth. Why? Go to the army.
Okay. So you come back from the army, right?
Yeah. Well, what happened was
where does Grahamstown fall in this? Because I know something very special happened.
That was
in Grahamstown.
Matric.
Okay.
You're talking about the Grahamstown Festival when I was... Did you pick that up? Okay. So here's the thing. So James and I... I'm revealing lots of secrets. James and I
love it.
Met at a very, very young age. We were... So it's weird. I think my mom's boyfriend at the time nearly shot his father on a mine dump. There was mine shooting chums. And they had a big... James and I were like, hey, you and I are in the same school. We're like in the same school. And that was in Standard 4, 1984.
Okay.
Then we went to Felt School together. And
felt cool.
That was great.
Don't know.
Barberton. I'll never forget that. And that's when we bonded, and we were just, tight after that. And it was very difficult for me, because, like I said, after the army, it was very hard for me because I'd fallen in love with music.
Okay.
And I'd auditioned. I'd got leave to go and audition for Pretoria Technikon the drama school at that stage was like the top drama school in South Africa. And I got accepted, and then I was like, do I do music now? Do I do acting? Where do I go? And one of my very good friends from the army now, still to this day, Kieran Rennie, who's big in the industry, in the music industry. I'll never forget him and I playing together for the first time. It was just, but acting one.
Acting one.
My mom said to me, music will always be with you. You can play your guitar when you're 90.
Absolutely.
You know, I love. I mean, most of my friends in the industry, funny enough, are musicians. So, but Standard 5, Standard 6, Standard 7, 8, Standard 7, we met this girl. She was a great friend of ours, Fortini. We used to walk from our house, from James's house in Springs, to the shooting range at that age, Standard 8, Standard 9, carrying all kinds of weapons.
Wow.
Ruger Red Hawks, Colt 911s, 38 specials, 22s, and we'd reloaded all those bullets ourselves, because that's the background that we came from. James's dad was a professional hunter. Yeah. And then we would go and have steers, and Fortini worked at steers, and she became like a really, really good friend of ours. And in matric, my family didn't grow up rich. I grew up reasonably poor, and there was this trip happening to the Grahamstown Festival during the drama thing, and my mom informed me that there was just no ways that she could afford for us to go, and I got sponsored, and I always suspected it was someone that I knew that was close to me.
So you have no idea who sponsored you?
No, I do now.
Oh, you do now?
Her husband revealed it to me. He kept a letter that I'd sent to this person. So
I saw the letter.
Brother de Klerk, the principal of CBC at the time, he came to me, and I gave him the letter. My handwriting hasn't changed, nor has my spelling. So he revealed it to me, and I was like, that's really, really, truly amazing, because it was a big thing. When I looked on that stage and I saw them doing theatre, not Shakespeare, theatre. I'm not a fan of Shakespeare. I never have been. People hate me for that. I don't care.
So be it.
So be it. They should be teaching Quentin Tarantino at drama schools.
Absolutely.
So these little gifts that were given to me, I ended up in my second year of drama. I had Rene Trudeau, who was considered one of the best acting coaches in South Africa, come up to me with his little waddle and his missing finger and said to me, "It's time for you to stop fucking around, Mr. Auret." Now, we chose our lecturers.
Okay.
He chose me.
Wow. That says something.
I'm second and third year, you are mine. And I carried on seeing him as an acting coach for years after I'd finished. For all the roles, the stage roles that I did, a lot of the film stuff early on in my life, and then one day I just got a call saying that Mr. Trudeau passed away, and it was heart sore for me, because he was
so influential in your life.
I wanted to. The only reason I ever wanted to get up and win an award was so I could thank the people in my life that made it possible.
Yeah,
and he would have been part of it, But I still thank him every day. I have. For the rest of my life, I'll be indebted to him, and I do thank him for every time I get a good role or a good movie. I'm like, "See, Mr. T.
See, I did it. We did it. That's it. Little Springs boy."
Yeah. I finished that. My first TV production. First TV thing I ever did. Do you remember Zet?
Yes, I do remember Zet. Yes. Yeah, I do remember that.
So eventually there was a postman that arrived on the Zet set and stayed there for 2.5 years. That was me.
Really?
Mr. Fix-It. Mr. Fixatious Omnibus Fenter. I'll never forget that.
Oh my gosh.
Did children's theatre for about 2.5, 3 years. And then I started landing some nice roles in big musicals. I landed a role, the first big role I think I landed, it was at the State Theatre. I actually lied my way into the role, I think. Pierre van Pletzen. I was doing a straight play for Pierre. Pierre van Pletzen was the head director of PACT at the time, called The Boys Next Door, and it was this play about mentally disabled people and retarded people living in the same house, and it was beautifully written, because the first half was how they are, and the second half was how they imagine themselves.
Okay.
So it's beautifully written. And Pierre came and said to me, okay, Brandon, tell me now, can you play now double bass? I said to him, yeah. never picked up a double bass ever in my life. He said, okay, Monday there's an audition. They're looking for a new bass player for this Buddy Holly story. I think you'll be okay. I've heard you sing okay, you look good. Let's okay. I said, Pierre, but can I just take a double bass? I don't have one. I need to go practice some of the stuff. I'm sure I'll work it out, but I'll work it out. That night I phoned Graham Curry. He's the best double bass player in the country. I said to him, brother,
I'm in trouble.
I'm in shit.
Yeah, because now...
But I wasn't. Because all he said to me was, take your guitar, turn it up. First 4 strings. Those are your bass strings. Okay, perfect. Can I come and see you? Sure. I spent Saturday about 6 or 7 hours with him on Saturday.
Okay.
And he taught me... I said, again, testing us. I said, give me the 2 hardest songs. That'll be the day. And oh boy, I think they were at that stage.
Okay.
It's a fretless bass, so there's no fret marking. So he actually marked the frets on the bass that I'd borrowed from Pac Theatre, and I walked in there and on the Monday, and Craig Abani was playing Buddy at the time, and hey, how are you? Cool, nice. Are you nervous? Yeah, I am. Don't worry about it. You'll be fine. They were like, what's with the plasters? And I was like, well, I've been practicing. And I practiced. I had no skin on my fingers. So I'd taken some plastered up, and I arrogantly said, so we're going to do a hard one. And Pierre said, I listen to this guy now. Eh? Okay, so you choose a song. I said, let's do That'll Be the Day. And Pierre looked at me and he went, but I said, let's do That'll Be the Day. I went, and I nailed it. And I tried.
You got the part.
I said to them afterwards, I only know like 2 songs. And they said, we'll teach you the rest. So I always say to people, and it's true, you know, fake it till you make it.
Fake it till you make it.
Don't make a promise that you can't keep. But if you make a promise, do what you can. Yeah. And when someone says, can you do this? Do it. To me, people say, I get it. I mean, I'm producing my first film now with Parachute Productions, Abita Part Pictures, and associated. I've produced a lot of things. I've never produced a film. I've produced 3 short films. I've produced a lot of stuff, but there's a big aspect when you start talking 100,000 rand, 200,000 rand, 12 million.
Yes.
It's a big difference.
Yes.
So learning to fine tune things has become quite fun for me, actually. I didn't realize I'd enjoy it as much as I did.
Okay.
But I'd always been doing it.
Newfound love.
Yeah, it's always been there. It's always been there. I needed a reason to not want to act so much all the time, because that's all I could do, I thought. And the progression, again, putting myself in a position where I'm now producing my first kind of YouTube show, called the Mary Java Coffee Shop and Show. It's a marijuana lifestyle show. I'm pro marijuana. I believe in the medical benefits. I believe that it should be recreational. It does less damage to you than alcohol. And to give you an idea, it's been around for millions of years. There's not one documented death caused by marijuana. And to put it into a real context is, if you have 12 aspirins, that'll be the last headache you have.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, what's the worst that can happen when you get overdosed on weed? You sleep.
Fall asleep, yeah.
Shame.
And you eat a lot.
Yeah, well, yeah, I've become it's become up and close into my family and stuff like that.
I was always very close-minded,
Yeah.
right? Obviously,
a lot of people are. For example, my mother was so totally against this stuff, but I provided with
oils.
A hand balm for arthritis, and it works for her.
Yeah, exactly. Well, this is the thing. So I was very anti because of my upbringing, right? And one thing I've learned from a very young age was find out the truth, find out the facts. I know you say facts, but the truth, right? So
always question the facts.
So a very good friend of mine has multiple sclerosis. He's got MS, and he has a license to use. And he started telling me about how this has been helping him and what it's been doing for him and the oils he's been taking. And the idea is not to get stoned. The idea is to use it as a medical supplement.
I don't give a fuck. You use it to get stoned, bro.
Well, even if you're
getting stoned, if you're not getting stoned, you are getting the cannabinoids into your system.
The cannabinoids, yeah. Now, here's the most incredible thing, though. Alcohol, right? So here's a fact. If I'm an alcoholic and I stop alcohol, I can die. Yeah. Physically die. Yeah. Like literally just die. I know. Okay? Yeah. Yet it's legal.
You got 4 hours on this podcast because I promise you, bro, I come from a family where my dad was an alcoholic.
Yeah.
I am very grateful for the fact that my daughter was born 7 years ago, because I enjoyed alcohol. I loved alcohol.
Yeah.
I loved it. And it's only when I realized that the amount of damage that I was doing to myself. And I'm not saying I don't drink now. I like a glass of red wine every now and then. And I've gone out and I've got hammered and but
everything in balance,
it's not,
Brennan.
It's not something that I used to do all the time. I used to drink for the sake of drinking. Now I drink maybe on occasion, but I do still enjoy certain times. I like to go sit at a bar with my friends in Cape Town and have what's that drink? Vodka and Red Bull. I love that when I'm there.
Yeah.
But I have one or two and I'm done.
That's it.
I won't go like I used to. I used to be puking. Hey, Brad, have another Jack Daniel. Yeah, sure. And I think maybe that was my sin was Jack Daniels. Jack Daniels.
You love it too much.
Yeah, I loved it.
The fun.
Yo, this one. But again, so we can talk about all those kind of things. I mean, you know, I've been smoking weed since I was 18 years old. In the army was the first time I discovered it. Also, again, like, oh no, and I kept very quiet. I used to be very quiet smoking. Nobody knew about it, nothing. Carried on with my life, and I just realized that everyone else around me were also quiet smokers. I'm like, what's up with us? That we are achievers in life, yet we are told that because we smoke weed,
you losers.
You're an idiot. You're a loser. And I'm like, it's mentality. Change the concept. Change the way people think. I'm not saying it's for everybody. So I'm saying alcohol's not for everybody.
Let me tell you a story. I mean, obviously, I've tried to smoke, right? And I can't. It's just, it doesn't work with me. I go into complete paranoia. I'm a bit of a control freak, and I hate it, you know. But I used to be a big drinker. Hey, we're from Springs. I mean, and I say that because Oaks are like, we can drink. I'm like, my buddy, we can drink, you know. Yeah. But even now, I find myself drinking far less because I'm realizing now at the age of 37 that where am I going to be at 47? Where am I going to be at 57? I want to be rolling until I'm 90. You know, I need to start looking after my body. I'm not saying I'm not going to drink. I'm saying I'm not going to drink as much as I used to, as frequently as I used to.
The same way I don't overindulge in certain food aspects. The same way I don't overindulge in anything in life. That has been... my daughter being born gave me a lust for life again and made me look at things very differently because... it wasn't just a day-to-day thing for me. Go to audition, go to movie, that you get caught up in this rollout of life, you know.
Sure.
And then my daughter was born, and I would go, and I put on the brakes, and I said, no more.
Something's got to change.
If it doesn't change, she's going to grow up without a father. Even though I'm here, I mean, I grew up without a dad. My dad died when I was like 9, 10, 11 years old, 1985. But there are a lot of dads that are still alive, and they are not present in their children's lives.
Absolutely.
And that's bullshit, man.
Yeah, they're palmed off.
You know. And then I hear these stories about kids being used as pawns in all kinds of crazy stuff. And I'm like, why do that? All you're doing is taking your bad baggage and putting it in. You bullies. Yeah. Parents are bullies. You're bullying your kids by putting them in the middle. You grown-ups, sort your shit out and act like you love each other when you're around your child if you can't get on with each other. But don't make it that business.
And if you can't, then separate. Don't stay together just for the sake of being together.
But even in separation, you know, I'm not saying all women are bad, but women like to play that game. You'll never see your child ever again. Hey, fortunately for men in South Africa, the laws have changed, and
yes,
men now have. And I'm saying this out there: if you're going through stuff, don't let women make you believe that, or that women have
the power.
The judge will do what's right for the child. And that's your job as a parent.
And let me tell you, that's only changed recently because, I mean, I've got a very good friend of mine who's ex, right? And they were never married. And they've got a beautiful little daughter. And, you know, this chick loves drugs. And I'm not talking about recreational drugs. I'm saying about some serious drugs, you know. And at the end of the day, a couple of years ago, you know, he wanted to fight this. And he couldn't, you know. Now it's changing. Now he can start fighting and going, listen, yes, it's her mother, right? But she can't actually grow this child up. You know, how can you do that when, I mean, and I'm not talking marijuana drugs. I'm saying serious drugs, you know?
There's a lot of shit out there that damages people. I'm very grateful that that's me, man. I've seen lives destroyed, man. I've seen lives destroyed by so much shit. And people keep talking about the gateway. You know what the gateway drug is? Bad parenting.
Yeah.
That's the gateway drug.
Yeah.
You know, I had a single mom raising 2 boys. I'm not saying I didn't try. I did cocaine. I love pills. I used to chomp pills left, right, and center. I was the first one to don on colored boots, take my top off at a party.
Rave your face off.
But it wasn't my thing.
Yeah. But you experimented. You tried it.
But
yeah.
I always had her voice in the back of my head.
You know what my dad did to me? He always played such mind games with me. He turned around to me when I was young, when I was 16. He says to me, Hans, You got no more curfew. It's like, what do you mean? He says, you've got no more curfew. I said, okay, what's the catch? Because I knew there was a catch. I knew my dad. So he says to me, this is the deal. If I think you're pulling the piss, right, your curfew is going to be 9 o'clock, right, until you're 20. And that's how he regulated me. So yes, I pushed it. Of course I pushed it. But there's always this one thing in the back of my head going, I've been given the responsibility. If I stuff it up, there's going to be repercussions. There's going to be repercussions, you know what I mean? And as you got older, you pushed the envelope more, but you realized, I want this freedom. Yeah. She was like, here's the freedom, but with this freedom becomes responsibility. Yeah. What an incredible lesson. He always played these games with me.
Good.
My whole life. Yeah. He was very, my dad's never hit me once in my life. Yeah. My mom used to beat me. Yeah,
Mom,
right?
Yes. Spoke about it. She says, I've only hit you 3 times. And I said, 3 times that you can remember. So I remember every single one of those beatings. We started talking, it was my daughter's birthday, they were talking to a whole bunch of friends. She was, and then I started going, and. But I get it. My mom had to play mom and dad.
Yes.
She had to be both.
Both, absolutely.
I said to my mom, I said, I'll never raise a hand to my daughter. No man will. And if it ever does happen, I'm not going to be the first. I won't set that precedent with her. She knows it's not okay.
I agree.
Just not okay. But yeah, I mean, I'm not saying. Unfortunately, I've lost a lot of friends to drugs and addictions and stuff like that. But there's a people got to realize, man. There's always an underlying problem. It's not just the addiction. Yes, the addiction is a disease and stuff like that. But there's always the underlying problem. People, or whatever it was, or the reason you continued.
Continued, yes. Actually, that's a better way of putting it.
Yeah, you know what I mean. The reason you started might be for whatever it is, experiment. But the reason you continue is to understand why are you continuing.
Yeah.
I smoke weed because it allows me to be very, very, very much in my own mind, because I suffer from ADHD and I won't take Ritalin, but it allows me to concentrate on my scripts, and I can get through a script at 9 o'clock at night after a long day. I can get through it. If not, I've got
this to do and that to do.
And I promise you, sometimes you'll come to my house and people will like, what's going on? I said, no. I walk around in circles when I'm doing things. I start a job and I forget and I carry on. And that's the problem with ADDs. But I know by the end of the day, I've walked around the house 5 or 6 times and all of those jobs will be done. Instead of going, okay, let's just get this
get this one done.
Let's get this one
now,
done.
you know what my weed is? Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu.
Yeah.
That's how I use that to control my ADD, because I got ADHD.
Yeah.
I've got a whole list of...
And listen, again, whatever, it's a gift. You've learned how to harness your gift. I've also, I mean, creativity, it's... each to his own. I think you need to do what you need to do. Just do what you got to do. Just be polite, be respectful.
Rule number 1.
Yeah.
Don't be a duss.
Yeah. Don't be a duss.
That's it. That's rule number 1.
And the problem is that this whole thing of chivalry and I'm sorry, and people get very upset with me. Women's lib. This whole women's lib thing is dethroned men. Yes, women must be able to do exactly what they want. My mother's my perfect example of what it is, but she was still a woman. My mother was still, she was a gentle woman. There was an aspect about her that I now relate to as a man. There's a kindness, a tenderness, and people want to throw that away. And men actually don't know what to do with themselves at the moment. Do I open the door for her? Do I stand up? I'm like, do what you do.
Yeah.
Do what you think is right. Do what is innately inside you. Don't do what you think. If I never sit down when a man walks in and shakes my hand, I stand up and I
absolutely
look him in the eyes.
So do I.
When he's asking, bro, what's up? I'm like, you don't disrespect me, motherfucker.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, just don't.
I still grew up in a realm where anybody older than you walks in the door, you stand up and you greet them. That's it. That's the way it is.
At the table.
That's it.
And I'm not saying I'm perfect. I've fucked up so many times in my life, but I recognize them, those fuck ups in my life.
Yeah.
I claim them, I understand them, and I learn from them.
There we go.
And if I haven't learned from any of that, I will continue. I've made mistakes often in my life until I've gone, whoa, not again. Let me, and it's hard for you guys, let me deal with this differently, because you don't know what we're talking about, out your comfort zone. And deal with it differently, because chances are you're going to get a better result anyway, because you applying a different mindset as to this constant same over and over, churning out the same thought process to get to the same idea. And I'm like, no, we can't do that as human beings anymore. We need to just kind of chill out a little bit, relax.
I think so.
calm down and claim our fuck ups, because that's the only way we learn. And I do, but I'm just saying that.
But again, it comes back to this idea of, I can't fail.
I wake up every morning and I say to God, a creator, whatever you want to call it. I'm not a religious person. I'm not a Christian. I'm anti-religion, but I do believe that this is all predestined. It's planned. I can't look at my life and look at my daughter and the things that are happening around me and go, hey, as far as I'm concerned, God created the Big Bang. The Big Bang is God. God is the Big Bang. I don't know. I just know that there is.
Well, let me
something.
Let me give you. Let me
tell you when we finish.
Okay.
Because I wake up every morning and I say, God. Don't know what his name is. Which one? I don't refer to him as God. I refer to him as the Spirit.
Yes.
Okay? I refer to God as. I really love the way the Apaches and the Red Indians and the Native Americans have this belief about the connectivity of everything. I really believe we're all connected, regardless of what we all believe. So I believe that we are God, and God is us, and we are with God, and God is with us. And as we learn, so does God, and as God learns, so do we. It's the whole thing about why space is constantly getting bigger and bigger. It's because the knowledge, the experience, all of it is expanding, and so we are learning. So we as human beings need to put out good shit so that God can give back good shit, because what we put out, I believe we get. It's that whole thing of,
karma.
Yeah, karma, and also action, reaction, all of that kind of stuff. But I wake up every morning and I go, thank you for another day. Please let today not be the day that I fuck it up.
I love it. How amazing.
Yeah, just straightforward. I don't want to. I've done that.
Well, yeah, I gotta. If you want to call it a label, right? I needed to find a label because when I was group managing director of that group of companies that I was with previously, the Visha Group, on contracts they sometimes ask religion. Now, first of all, if you want to get my blood boiling, ask me what my religion is on a contract.
Yeah.
So my PA knows. She used to write down the agnostic theist. Now, if you look at what an agnostic theist is, an agnostic theist means, I believe there's a God, but I believe that you can't tell me who that God is.
Yeah, well, then that's what I am.
Basically.
Yeah.
There's definitely something, but how can I turn around as a human being and say, because I'm Christian, hypothetically speaking, right?
I'm right, you're wrong.
Hindu's wrong, and you're all going to hell. And because you're a Muslim and I'm a Christian, now I'm wrong. I mean, how can you place, when in fact religions are based on where you were born? I mean, primarily that was your religion. It's only now in the last couple of years that we've been able to, and I mean, I've studied just about every single major religion there is because I'm interested in it, right? Only recently. Pre that, you were born in India, in a little town, you were Hindu. You were born in America, in the South, you're a Baptist.
Why was I not born in Jamaica, man? So I get it, but we really have focus on the important things, I think, and choose your battles. I've learned that over there, especially in the film industries. I always wanted to fight everybody's battles for them and help people out. But a revolution, you can start a revolution with a voice, but you can't win a war without your soldiers. And if there are no soldiers, and as you understand, people in the industry, what did you say? What is the word that you used outside? But when we all support each other?
Oh, geez, a network of support.
Network of support, okay.
Yeah.
To each other, where we are not scared of seeing another person succeed, because as that person succeeds, so they pulls up, and as they do. I told people 10 years ago, people that I've worked with, I said to them, just give me 5 years. Thank you for doing this for me. I will reward you one day. Give me 5 years. Stick around.
Coming.
Don't fight me on why. Stick around. I've got 2 films that I'm trying to get off the ground at the moment, and the people that deserve it will be part of it, because they've stuck with me. And I keep saying, just focus on what's important. Don't focus on the things. And I focused on all the wrong things for a very long time, trying to make everybody else happy and not trying to waver. Because while you're trying to make everybody else happy, sometimes people like to take advantage of kindness.
Of course.
But don't mistake my kindness for weakness. There's a big difference.
Yeah.
And I get that as well. But and I've just been one of those people in my life who I have a very, very long fuse.
Oh, really?
Very, very long. But it's attached to something that you don't want to fucking know. Because when I get to that point and I'm done, I am done. There's no saying. I trust people. I learned from my mom. She always said to me, no one deserves trust. You earn it.
Of course. I agree.
And I think people are scared of earning, because I don't trust people, business people, industry people. You know, people. I admire them, and I went to my first like real big meeting with like multi billionaires and stuff like that, and I felt out of place. But I did what I always do: is I sat and I listened. It's like the film industry. I'm constantly learning.
Of course.
I'm going on to a film now. I'm shooting my third shark film. I leave on Wednesday. But I'm doing what I do and I act, but I'm also learning about the aspects of the business, because it's just this. It's a very intricate network that you're dealing with. So I don't know. I just think that people need to just sometimes just forget about what we are told to think about religion.
Mm-hmm.
You know, our schooling systems as well need to change, because we're introducing, and it's getting better, especially with the introduction of robotics and computer skills and stuff like that, is allowing the child to also have that imaginary side.
Yes.
Because
creativity, imagination,
it's always ignored,
ability.
because that creates free thinkers, and people don't want free thinkers, because free thinkers change the world. You know, it's the money guys want everything in place. The whole thing about the marijuana back to same with the pharmaceuticals. They don't want it to be. It treats so many ailments, and they're trying to suppress the proof because they're going to lose out on money. Imagine you can grow your own medicine.
Yeah.
You don't need a Disprin. You don't need an aspirin. You won't, like, my mom doesn't use her pills for her arthritis anymore. She's got cream, and it works better. You know, so these are the things. And we're caught up in this rat race, and we've actually forgotten how to appreciate the fact that what we have been given is life. It is a gift, and out of 188 billion sperm, you were the one that made it.
Yeah. I mean,
those odds are ridiculous,
Yeah.
and you want to come into this life and worry about what another person thinks about you, and you want to worry about what this person's going to say. You know what? Those people don't give a shit about you.
Yeah.
Get over it. People need to concentrate on what they need to do, and surround yourself with like-minded people.
Absolutely.
That's the most important thing to me. Is it's been very hard for me, because I've always been a people pleaser. I like to see people pleased. I'm a giver. I'm a server. That's what I've been my whole life. But now I'm very choosy as to who is part of those people that are sitting at my party that I'm serving to.
Because you've learned your lessons.
Yeah, plenty of times.
But you know, something that I've really been working on in myself, and the more I've worked on it in myself, the more I've started giving this information over. You know, we get sold a lie, and I know I've discussed this before. We get sold a lie that we're supposed to be in this pursuit of this thing called happiness in life, right? And I don't believe there's such thing, right? I don't believe there's happiness. What I believe there is there's purpose.
Yeah.
And if I can find my purpose within what I do, so for me, I coach Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. There's purpose in that. You know, I do the podcast. For me, there's purpose here. There's a bigger meaning behind just the chats, right? At work, I consult. There's purpose. And when I understand my purpose, I have fleeting moments of joy and fleeting moments of happiness and contentment. But then what does it go back to? It goes back to chaos, because life is suffering. Life is hard. And if I have this idea that I'm going to, I'm going to just pursue this happiness, it's never going to happen.
You said it. It's very, very important that
carry on chatting. I just want to.
No, sure. It's very important that you remember that very thin line between chaos and calm, because it's important for us to remember that.
For some reason.
No, I think the calmness. I think the calmness of life is what you enjoy after the chaos, and you need the chaos to have the calmness. And it's the ability to sit back and look at the chaos and make your choices from that chaos. That's what the calm is for. And then enter back straight into the chaos, like we are right now.
That's it.
The chaos.
One of my my plugs didn't work.
No.
First time in the studio.
No worries.
Yeah.
All good. It's all a learning experience. There we go.
Let me tell you, when I first did this, that would have been the end of me. And I'm like, nah. What you gonna do?
What can you do?
What you gonna do? This is live.
So I say to my daughter all the time. I was watching the Frog Princess with her. I love watching these kiddies programs with her, because there's some really good lessons. And there's this firefly, and I love him. And he's this Texas talking firefly, and they all rock up there and they go, oh, we've been through this, and the crocodile was chasing us, and all of this happened, and this happened, and this happened. He goes, well, there you go.
That's what happens.
And I said, do you see what he did there? They came to him with a big story, and he just went, "Well, there you go. What do you want? What do you want me to do?
That's it.
What do you want me to do?
What you going to do about it?
Yeah. It's hard. It's hard. And just back to the acting thing, it's that the industry is very, very, very hard. You know, people forget that there's two words that make up show business. It's show and business. And, you know, if you can teach the show to be a little bit more business savvy and the business to be a little bit more entertainment showy savvy, you'll find a very nice middle road. And it's starting to happen now in the industry. A lot of people are starting to realize that there's a lot of money to be made by content.
Yeah.
So content is king. So
absolutely,
you know, instead of trying to, you know, reinvent the wheel or do someone in or find a back door or try and get through the gatekeepers and something like that, people are now stepping up and saying, listen, I can help you out here.
And also technology is enabling.
Yeah.
Look at this.
Yeah. Absolutely.
This is technology enabling us to do so.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. And I think it's about choice again. People now have the choice. The internet, and I love it, is people have given you the choice. And it's allowed, you know, people who wouldn't necessarily want to do this or didn't ever think they'd have the opportunity to do something like this, now it's given to them the opportunity to become creators of content, become creators of conversation. In America, it's great because a lot of the radios over there are all driven by the internet. So, you know, you have an option and a choice to choose to whatever you want us to.
Absolutely.
If I want to listen to just Van Halen the whole day, I'll tune into Van Halen.
Yeah.
If I want to listen to a radio station where people are predominantly racist and I'll tune in.
Yeah.
I love a good comedy show.
It's something I actually wanted to speak to you about. Talking about content creation. What do you think is going to happen to, I'm not talking about television, I'm talking about things like SABC. With the advent of the likes of YouTube, Red Bull TV, Netflix, we've got Showmax in South Africa. What do you think is going to happen to SABC?
I can tell you what's happening to SABC. They're folding. They're all going to fold.
Yeah, I agree.
And the reason I say that is because, look, you still got to provide to a group of people that don't necessarily have internet availability or Wi-Fi or stuff like that. That's always going to be the thing. But I'm not saying that's the reason why SABC is folding. No. I'm not saying that's why DSTV is losing so many viewers. I'm very sad about that. It really breaks my heart because I think, like I said to you, there's enough
business for everybody.
Content for everybody, but the business of television in South Africa is been run into the ground. You know, the only reason the film industry in this, everyone's going, oh, the South African film industry is so good. No, it's not, people. The only reason South African actors are working in South Africa in the film industry is because of the Americans and because of the British films that are being shot here, because it's cheaper to shoot here.
Absolutely.
And it's really, really sad. It's falling apart. You know, we are losing actors to the industry because there is no work for them.
So you're saying they're going overseas?
Yeah, they're going overseas and getting lost in the industry there because everyone over there is better looking and a better actor than you are. Trust me, I know that. I've been there. I've stood in a line, looked at all these people and gone, fuck that. I'm not auditioning for this fucking thing. I don't even stand a chance.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. But I mean,
it's sad because I believe that the SABC is like a home to me. Same as the State Theatre. It's a home to me. It's where my life started. But if it wasn't for these American shows and these British shows coming to South Africa, then, I don't think we would have the same kind of comments about the South African film industry. Yeah. I mean, yes, we're making some great films. There's some great films being made. But then again, it's the genre. You know, people want to watch what they want to watch. They're not going to go to Stag Kinnickle and look at a Bruce Willis film and a Brandon Auret film and go, yeah, he's South African. Let's go watch his film. They're going to go, who?
Yeah.
There's Bruce Willis. We know watch Bruce Willis.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So there's always those kind of things.
But it also, you see, what I love most about it, and I've been a cord cutter for 7 years. Before anybody even knew at least in this country, what a cord cutter was, I was already prepping. Because what I hated was the idea that I have to watch what you want me to watch when you want me to watch it. That I hate. I love the idea of going onto Netflix and going, Right. In the evenings, I will watch a documentary because I don't watch shit in the evenings before I go to sleep. It's a rule of mine. So unless I'm reading a book, I'm watching a documentary. I get to choose that documentary. I get to look at it.
Yes.
But then on a Sunday, I get to turn around and go, hey, but I've worked hard. You know what I want to do? I want to watch the Grand Tour because Jeremy Clarkson's my dad and I love him. That's what I want. I want that power. Now, is it instant gratification? It's not instant gratification.
It's about choice.
No,
It's about
choice, and it's about content delivery. And I want to go every single day in my car. I've got 4 or 5 audiobooks right now. I've got 4 or 5 podcasts. And when I get in my car, that's what I do. I listen to podcasts. I listen to audiobooks. I get to choose. I don't want to listen to the radio where you're telling me what I have to listen to. That's what it's about. For me, at least. And all I can speak about is me.
I think people need to get more of that kind of attitude because we get force-fed so much shit all the time that we start believing it.
There we go.
And that's for these big media houses and the lies and the deceptions, the kind of things that have been happening across the world. And, you know, I mean, I'm not saying I'm a flat earther, please be people, but I've been looking at some of this stuff and going, why not?
I don't even know. Let me tell you.
Let me tell you something. I got one. Have you ever seen the Earth? And I'm going to ask you this. This is what I was asked. Have you ever seen the Earth from a distance?
No, I haven't.
With your own eyes?
No, I haven't.
So
how do you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm just trying to say that I'm in the film industry. I see how they make shit believable.
Okay, I see where you're coming from. Yes.
People are.
I mean, green screen. I see what my brother's doing with a green screen for his music videos right now.
Let me tell you a story about what kind of lemmings we are. There was a little movie called The Blair Witch Project. I think it cost $50,000 to make.
Yes.
It killed the box office.
It did.
Do you want to know why? Because they bullshitted the people to believe that these kids, this actually happened.
It was
How
true.
did they do that?
They didn't refute it.
No.
Tell me.
Milk bottles. Have you seen this kid? Have you seen this kid?
What did they actually
Bullshit
do?
stories
that?
went out. Have you seen this kid? On milk bottles. Have you seen this kid? They found this stuff. They cut it into a movie.
I didn't know that. Did they actually do that?
Tsotsi, one of the greatest films ever shot in this country. You talk about brilliant marketing. They copied. And I want to get whatever number it was. Let's make it 100,000 illegal CDs, DVDs.
Yeah.
They did.
The actual company.
Yeah.
Okay.
Only half the movie. Flooded the market with these illegal markets. Got to halfway through the movie. Said, why are you buying an illegal copy? It's such a great movie. Go and get the movie to watch the rest of the movie.
You genius.
Lemmings. We just
Yeah.
this is what we do.
Yeah.
And the minute you start thinking out the box, you start breaking those molds, and people start going, "Wow, I'm not saying I'm a flat earther. I don't know what to believe. I actually just wake up every morning and I go, I'm alive. Okay,
Yeah,
that thing that
the
we call the sun,
yeah.
that possibly is a million miles away, or possibly not.
We don't
The moon. Like, so, and I had another friend of mine who's also, he said to me, oh, but then why in the northern hemisphere does it flash this way, and southern hemisphere it flashes this way? I'm like, I don't know, really.
I'm not a scientist.
I don't know. I didn't believe scientists anymore. I didn't believe scientists just because they say something and they say, well, how do we know?
Yeah.
At the end of the day, how do we honestly know? That's why I also have, I'm like, I question everything. Yeah. I question everything. Oh no, you're becoming a radicalist. You're looking at things and saying, oh, but that's that kind of theory and this theory and that theory. I said, I'm allowed to.
Do you know what I think is more important than all of this is having the ability to have the dichotomy of ideas. Have these two different ideas in my mind at the same time and go, right, the earth may be round, the earth may be flat. Okay, what difference does it make? And until the information presents itself, I'll put it on a wall and it can just sit there and off it can go.
But this is why I say to people say, oh, don't sit on the fence. Why?
Yeah, no, I agree with you
in certain things in life, I'm going to sit on the fence until I know.
In certain things.
Absolutely. Certain things.
Absolutely.
Because I don't know what my truth is there yet.
Yes. But once you find your truth,
I don't want to make a choice because then I'm going to be a liar, because I'm going to make the wrong choice, because I'm making a choice out of ego, out of false pretenses, out of whatever it is. I don't want to make those choices because they 9 out of 10 times they're wrong. So I'll tell you for a bit and see what happens. You know.
Here we go.
And I think my mom said to me, you really need to chill out. And I said to Mom, it's very difficult for an entertainer to chill out because, you sit with a salary every month, and and I said, no, and I'm hustling.
Yeah.
I said, I'm a hustler that acts. That's the nature of the industry.
Yeah.
And she said to me, you've been doing it for 24 years. You're okay. Your hustles.
But also, having said that, if you don't hustle, it wouldn't make you the person you are.
Yeah, sure.
It is who you are.
But I'm also tired of the hustle, bro. I'm tired of the hustle. I'm tired of trying to weed through the bullshit. And it's finally happened. You know, we've surrounded ourselves with some really, really good people who are, and we still fight. But we fight about the right things.
Let's talk about that. You've got to Breed Apart Pictures, right? And then you're also in association with, you mentioned them earlier,
Parachute Productions.
Parachute Productions. So what are you guys doing now? You're doing 2 movies.
Yeah, we're doing a few things. Okay, so Mike, the owner of Parachutes, he came and said to me he desperately wants to start a film division for his company. They were something else before, and they've changed brand because of whatever reasons.
Okay.
I'm not
so they've just pivoted?
Yeah, pivoted, exactly. And I said to him, well, I can't, because I'm going to be competition to you as a Breed Apart Pictures. I'm not going to step away from my company that we've built over the last 6 or 7 years to come and help you out. I mean, we literally turned down a $2 million potential film investment because they wanted the film, but they didn't want us in it. And I was like, well, then, sorry. And that's like 20 million rand. And I'm like, it's not about the money, guys.
Okay.
It's not about the money.
Principle of the thing.
We had offers of my distribution guy in America was like, hey man, no, I think Jean-Claude Van Damme into in the goddamn film, man. I'm like, why? Oh no, we'll make millions. I'm like, but he doesn't know how to act. There's no arc. If I tell him what is a character arc, will he know what I'm talking about, or is it just going to be Skopskiet Donor? Because this movie might be a Skopskiet Donor movie, but it's the arc of the characters that is the most important thing for one film. So we turned it down. We just said no. So we've had to say no to a lot of things. And Mike came up and I said to him, if you allow my company as an entity, as a Breed Apart Pictures, to service the films that are brought through Parachute or through, because they're post-production, so we get all of our post-production done for free.
Brilliant. Editing,
sound. I am still in talks with a lot of other companies that provide us with certain things that this company doesn't. You know, there's a sound company that we're using to help us produce the sound and the soundtrack. It's a guy called Alan from Cut and Paste, and he's helping us out. You know, until we get to the point where we can help each other out. You know what I mean? But Mike has said to me, come be creative with people looking after you. I've got accountant suits. I've got people who are looking after it. I'm surrounded by good producers. I'm surrounded by good directors. I'm surrounded by really good people, and they're not scared to tell me that your idea is shit and how's it going to make money, because the bottom line is we need to make money, but let's see if we can make money in a different way without fucking each other over, without doing each other in. So it's very transparent. The contracts are very transparent. It's 2 pages. It is, this is what you get, this is what I get, end of story. That's how the deals work. And he said to me, let's see what we can do to help you produce your first film. And so we were initially going to produce Making a Killing, but whatever happened. And we're now doing Shadowboxer, which as far as I'm concerned, is a better script and a better movie to do as a first movie for us. So yeah, September we'll look at shooting it. We're in conversation with our bonders at the moment to guarantee that the film will be finished. We've got a good couple of million that's been put down as a teaser for the film. So yeah, it's finally happening. But that's why I say this didn't happen overnight.
Of course not.
I needed to work with Justin Head in Night Drive to understand what kind of a writer director he is, for me to go, dude, I want to work with you for the rest of my life. How can we do this? And he went, I've got ideas for scripts. I'm like, okay, well, my company would like to purchase these scripts from you, give you the opportunity to write 2 really, really good scripts and pay you for it. You still have a certain writer's amount that goes with it for development and stuff like that. I get you to direct our films. I get you to be involved in our films. I want to get into development with other films and with other people, because that kind of knowledge, it's selfish to want that for myself. But fine, I'll abuse Justin as my friend for the director writer for this for the first 2 films. But had I not done that, had I not gone to that audition, had I not done that movie for 10,000 rand, it was one of the best experiences of my life. Night Drive, South African film. I wouldn't have met Justin. James wouldn't have come to me and said to me, let's start a production company together. Let's see where this goes. Because he also got tired of people fucking me over. And James is a businessman.
Of course.
And he said to me, you
got a big heart.
Yeah, you got to be creative, and I will run the business, and no one will take advantage of you ever again. And no one has. so it's been a long journey. It's been a very, very hard journey. I've been through ups. I've been through downs. But I would not change anything. Not anything. Even the fuck ups that I've done. Wouldn't change a thing, because it's allowed me, like you said, to be where I am today.
That's it. And you know what the thing is? I laugh. It's taken you 30 years to be an overnight success.
Yeah.
You know, and I say this to my students all the time. Yes, I'm lucky. And they look at me and they say, why do you say I'm lucky? And I say, well, the harder you train, the luckier you get.
Yeah.
And that's it. You know, and so it's almost a little bit of a faux pas. It's tongue in cheek. You know, I'm lucky I caught you. But guys, understand where that luck comes from.
Yeah. Well,
hard work and hard dedication.
Okay, I'm going to tell you a story now that not many people know about the industry in my life. When I did District 9, when I auditioned for District 9, the lead character, not Vickers, not Sholta's character,
Yeah.
the soldier boy character, there were two of us that were up for that part. I didn't get it. It was Peter Jackson's choice
Okay.
to have that actor play the part, and I was Neil's choice. I didn't get the part. Generally, you walk away.
Yeah.
Sorry, man. Neil got a hold of me via his assistant and said, look, Neil really wants... I had callbacks. Where I was getting paid to go for callbacks. It's unheard of. I had like 3-4 callbacks in Soweto, chasing a black dude in the middle of Soweto, telling him that I was scared. You know, these were my callbacks, because District 9 was set in Soweto, and I really wanted to feel what it was like. So, but for some reason, Neil took a liking to me. I still to this day, I'm like, dude, I don't know what it was, but it's because I walked into an audition not knowing what the audition was for, because no one knew. And I committed. I committed to whatever it is that you wanted. I had to do some really shitty stuff and say some really racist stuff in the character, because I had to be that, you know.
Yeah.
But I committed to it. You commit to it, and I didn't get the part. But something made him go, I still want you in my movie.
Yeah.
Wrote me a part. Wrote everything that you see in my character in the movie is all him writing, him and his wife.
Yeah, you and
writing.
Eminem Mercenary.
Yeah.
Mercenary, yeah.
Which led to Elysium, which led to Chappie. And that's what I'm saying, you know, I always, it's very weird. I think the acting community sometimes think I am weird, but because I go onto set and I hang with everybody and I'm everybody's friends, but when I'm off set, I don't go to your parties and your get-togethers and your hangouts, because I don't really want to hang with people that I'm acting with, because then I become judgmental of their characters. You know, understand? So I separate myself from them.
Okay, so it's actually a professional decision.
Yeah. So then I walk onto the set. I know what everybody's like on set. Everyone's, hey man, how's it going? All right. Everyone's happy. But when you go out and people start drinking, things are said. You start seeing stuff, and I don't want my not that I'm a judgmental person, but to go, oh, that's going to make me think different about your character. You know what I mean? So I need to I distance myself, because that's my job is not to make friends.
No, your job is to act.
I go on the set, I work my time, I do my job, I don't bitch, I don't moan, I complain, I thank cool everyone, and I leave. Every now and then, a director, an actor, or a producer will hook onto me, or I'll hook onto them, and I will spend time with them and develop that relationship and invest in a friendship or of whatever sorts. And I think it's because I came from a stage background, and everyone was always friends. Always buddies. Everybody knew who was fucking who knew who.
Yeah.
And then the show would be over, and everybody, we're gonna hang, and we're gonna be there, and then a new show would start, and then you wouldn't see those people anymore, because they got their new families.
Of course. So it's very fake.
And not just fake. I just think I don't have time for other people to know about my shit.
Yeah.
To try and get to know. I want to get to know you, Brandon. No, you don't. I don't want you to get to know me. I've got people who know me.
I've got
my friends.
Yeah,
You know
they're
what
called
I
my
mean?
real friends.
We're associates. Let's hang. We
Yeah.
get to know each other. We befriend you. We make it work as pleasant as possible. And we have our mishaps. That's cool. But I separate myself, Brandon, my lifestyle, Brandon, from work. I always have. There's no, I take my characters home with me. No, my acting coach said to me, if you can't take your character off or hang him up at the door, you're fucking crazy. There's something wrong with you. Okay? There's nothing wrong with me. I take my character, I hang up the door, come back on, put it back on.
And are you very good friends with Neil?
Yeah.
And you became friends with Neil as a result of Chappie.
Yeah, well,
Not
District
Chappie,
9. Yeah,
District
District 9.
9.
Well, District 9, we chatted. We realized that we have the same kind of likings, guns, cars, movies.
Yeah. And is he South African?
Yeah.
He's a South African boy, yeah.
Parktown boy, I think, apparently.
Because, I mean, I'm very much like this, you know, because I've got this, I think we all do, the sense of South African pride, you know. When District 9 came out, I loved it. Look, I absolutely loved the movie. Showed a darker side, you know, which again I like, but I absolutely loved it. And I heard of this guy called Neill, you know, and I was like, wow, because I'm South African, I've got to be proud of that.
No one
stuff.
had any idea who he was.
Yeah, no one.
I didn't realize that I was, at that time, talking to, I think 3 years later, he was like number 99 on the most influential people in the world list.
Crazy.
And he's just this, now I find him intimidating, because now I realize how incredibly intelligent he is.
Really?
And how brilliant that mind is. To me, you're a director, man, let's hang. And then, and this is the thing about directors. People say, you want to become a director. I'm like, nah, directors are very special people. They've got to care for everyone. And Neil impressed me the one day. I saw him walking, just greeting everybody by name. Tea lady. And I went,
Damn, that's impressive.
and I walked out and said to him, that's cool, bro. You know, he said, what do you mean it's cool? These people are all helping me make my movie.
Yeah.
Of course I know who they are.
They're my staff. Yeah.
Everyone.
Brilliant.
So yeah, I don't know. I just think this country has so many great, wonderful, potential actors that, you know, I hate it when people come to me, especially now that I'm a bit older, 45, and go, you know, I also wanted to be an actor. I'm like, no, you didn't. Because if you really wanted to be an actor, you would have done it. Yeah, but my parents, I'm like, you telling me that at 21, 22, 23, your parents were still telling you what to do with your life? If it's what you really wanted to do, you would have made a plan. And those are the people that fail. I see the actors that go, I'm going to do this. I'm going to make it. And I see them struggling. And I see them, at the end of the day, they come out and they're the tops. I can name actors now that back then people were like,
Never going to happen.
and they are killing it.
Brilliant.
Killing it. Not just here.
Yeah, overseas as well.
Overseas, you talk about Kim Engelbrecht, you talk about Sean Michael Cameron, you talk about Langley Kirkwood, you talk about Cole Bjerkes, you talk about people that go, who are they? As a South African, you should know who they are. These are the guys that are making names for themselves. They're not shooting 4 or 5 films every now and then. These guys are in constant work all the time. A little bit here, a little bit there, all over making names for themselves. And people want to come in and complain about South Africa. Don't. We could.
But with everything in life, you know, I wanted to be this, I wanted to be that.
Wow.
You know, unless I wanted to be a footballer, I blew my knee out. Okay, that's life.
Or I want to be a footballer and I don't have talent.
Yeah, that's also life.
Then somebody lied to you. And this is hard for me. I always go, they said, okay, I said, because I don't believe, and people get upset about this, but I don't believe that you can teach somebody to act. I believe that you can teach a talent to become better, but I don't believe in teaching people to act. I don't believe it. And I started at first, and I'm not being arrogant about this. I always knew. I knew the basis of acting. I knew about finding your character, knowing his needs, knowing his wants. Where has he been? I grew up watching movies. My mom punished me by taking my TV away from me. No more TV. I
want to watch a movie.
Matt Damon! You know?
No, I tried it.
And I was caught up in all of those things. I was caught up in the characters. And there are a lot of those actors that's what they did. From a young age, that's what they did. They watched. Not just because... And people always like, oh, yeah, but it's such a... There's one beautiful moment that's clean and happy and about making films. And that's the red carpet night. There's nothing
Nothing
fun about making a film.
I can imagine that.
You're working 13, 14, 15 hours. You're constantly, and you're in costume and it's makeup. And I've seen people go, I said, come onto a set with me just for one day. And they're like, no, fuck that, bro.
No, I'm out.
No, fuck that. How can
Love.
you did one scene the whole day with like, tick. That's it, yeah. That's a big scene. So we need to make sure that all the camera angles are no ways, bro. There's no way I'm doing that. I said, exactly.
Yeah. I've got a question for you, an interesting question. Not so much as a result of Elysium, but let's talk about Chappie and let's talk about District 9. And let's talk about all the other post-apocalyptic / dystopian movies that are out at the moment. There's definitely this very weird consciousness at the moment for this post-apocalyptic.
We're heading there. They're privatizing water now, apparently. It's happening. Government wants to find out all the dams. There was a
Which
guy,
government?
Us South African. They want to know all the private dams. They want to know who they are. The people are not allowed to own private dams anymore. No. There was a guy who was arrested in America for using different pipes stuff to bring his own water into the dam.
I read about
Yeah,
that.
so
I read about
there's
that.
more to it. Apparently, he cut off a section of the dam to add to it. But
Yes.
you never know. Again, you never know what the truth is.
But I mean, what do you think
I
it is
think-
of
I
this
think
collective consciousness? And I mean, how do you think the
but
movie...
films have always predicted the future.
Isn't
Mad
it?
Max. You look at now cell phones. You look at Star Trek when we go. Bloop,
Yeah.
bloop. Now we push buttons to communicate.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. It's true.
I-
Especially
I-
science fiction.
Yeah,
eh?
I think
Science fiction movies have been a big
people-
protagonist of...
Yeah. Maybe they're setting the trend, or maybe they're creating a trend. I don't know. But there is a movement of consciousness. People realize that you have a life and that's it. And then you're done. That's it. I don't know if you come back as someone else or something else. I hope so.
Yeah, so do I.
Yeah. I mean, I like life.
I like love too.
I've been through so much. I said to my mom the other day, I said, if anybody should be up in a fucking tower with a rifle, it should be me. I've been through some tough things in my life. You know what I mean? And I was like, okay, I've learned to deal with it, not by suppressing it. And I'm an actor, and I allow that to be my frustration. I take a lot of my past out, and I use it in the characters that I develop and stuff like that.
Sure. You can direct that energy
Yeah, but
towards...
I dig life, man. I love living, and I love the fact that there's this craziness. I live a very solitude life. I like being alone. I like me. I like my time. I like to sit and veg. The chaos. I've had lots of chaos. I'm on this side of my life.
The order now.
Yeah, the order. Just
Yeah.
for a while.
But I mean, I've even seen you when you walked to the club before, you're actually almost very reserved, very, very reserved, which is so in contradiction. And maybe it's that balance that you found now in contradiction to what you do for a living. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe you found your balance.
I think that's a good way of putting it. I've never really cared about the fame. I'm going to be honest, I care about the money, man. Pay me for what I'm doing, but
course.
I need to live. I need to have. I want to provide my daughter.
Provide for your daughter, yes.
Exactly. So that has become my thing now, and it's like I've paid my dues. I know what my value is, but I don't care about the other stuff. I'm a jobbing actor, and a friend of mine described it. A guy called Clinton Cape Town. He said to me, "Yeah, we're jobbing actors, bro. We don't care about the fame and the fortune. I want to work. I'm going to go shoot my third shark film now. I did Planet of the Sharks, and then there was something else with the sharks, and I'm doing this one. And people are like, "Shark, it's so much fun." And they pay me, and it's lekker. So I'm a jobbing actor. I got back from shooting Elysium, which was a $230 million film.
Oh yeah, it was. Oh yeah.
Huge.
Yeah.
And came back and shot Durban Poison, which was a 1.2 million rand film. Do you understand?
The complete
Do you understand where I
polar
am?
opposites, yeah.
But my intention for both films is exactly the same. My commitment to the characters, to the director, to the people is exactly the same.
Yeah.
So I don't distinguish between, when people talk to me about budget, I'm like, okay. And funny enough, people have abused that in me, because if I get a good script and you give me a good script, I'm like, I don't want somebody else to play this character.
I want to play it.
It's me.
Yeah. I'll play it for a discount.
Well, that's what's happened. And now my agent doesn't give me any scripts anymore. I used to get maybe 2 to 3 scripts every 3
so
months.
he or she actually keeps it.
No, she goes, no. She says, because you'll read a script, you'll look at it, and you go, oh, I
want to play
I want
that.
to play it. And then she'll go, they're offering this much. I go, yeah, that's cool. Now she goes, no more. You don't get any scripts. I negotiate. I know
What your value is.
what it is, and if they're apt it, then I'll give you the script, and then you can make that decision.
Okay.
All right. I suppose that's why I pay her, and she's been good to me. She's been my agent for forever.
Really?
Yeah.
It's necessary. It's necessary when you have that in your heart. You know what I mean?
And she's got my best interests, because if I work, she makes money.
Of course.
So lekker.
course.
Symbiotic relationship. It works perfectly.
Absolutely.
So yeah, I don't know. Huntley, I just think that people need to realize that not everybody that's an actor is a celebrity. Not every celebrity is an actor. There are a lot of people out there that put out a lot of things that a lot of people come to me on Facebook and WhatsApp and they go, "Yes, is you busy?" I'm like, I'm not really busy, but I do 2 or 3 films a year, and they only come out a year late, and then I start doing Throwback Thursdays or whatever to try to get the movie out there. And then all of a sudden, it's 3 movies in a row, and people are like, wow, I'm like, yeah, but I shot those movies like a year ago. You know what I mean?
People don't realize that.
Yeah, I mean, I've got 4 films coming out this year. I've got Samson's coming out now.
Yes,
in
I
Feb.
saw. And are you in Samson?
Yeah.
Okay, so you're in Samson.
So, yeah, I play the King's hitman.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, how awesome.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I've had some really, it's
Okay.
like
What else?
Great production company. Loved working with him.
Where was that shot?
Pureflix, Cape Town, Boomtown Studios.
Okay.
Awesome.
Really?
Awesome. Just awesome. Just they got Boomtown have really got their game plan together, and they're doing big international films and succeeding. And then I'm doing The Girl in the White Line.
Okay.
Which is a 3-year project. We shot a movie with Langley Kirkwood, who's an amazing actor, South African actor that's come back to South Africa to fulfill his dreams. 3-year project. Can't talk too much about it, but we shot this movie over 3 years.
Okay.
With white lines, 2 kids that grew up together. That's the reason it took for so long. That's coming out in December. It's a family film. It's a Christmas film.
Wow. Okay.
Then Scorpion King 5.
Yes.
It's coming out. I get to play a really radical, crazy character in that.
You can't.
I play a character called the Jackal, the Scarred Jackal, and he's just manic, just a manic character. It was wonderful. I love playing him. I don't think they realized what they were getting when I came down from Joburg to do the part, because after the first day, one of the Universal producers came to me, said to me, Mike didn't recognize you. I'm like, Mike, producer Mike, like the money guy. I was like, yeah. I was like, that's fantastic. But they made me look very different. I had contact lenses. I was just
Really?
Yeah. And then I've got a movie coming out that I'm not supporting. And it's sad because I think the movie's a brilliant movie. I think it's a great story. It was shot beautifully, but the production company lied to people, and I got tired. And I see that I'm running the trailer because I warned them. I said to them, I want nothing to do with this film. You don't use my name.
Because I've seen a whole bunch on Facebook, and is this why?
Yeah.
Is this what it's been about?
Yeah.
So just used and abused.
Yeah,
eh?
Phoenix Films, yeah. They screwed me over. But I had to, I mean, some of the people only just got paid now from almost 2 years ago. You know what I mean?
No.
It doesn't work like that. And they lied to me, and they blew so much smoke up my ass that I couldn't see where I was going. Oh, what an honor to have you on our movie, and we promise you this. And the first week, no payment. Second week, no payment. That's when I started questioning things. And,
Yeah,
then the lies. And then I had to play
Then
the
the
bully.
promises. No, it's coming. No, it's coming.
Yeah,
Money's coming.
Then I had to play the bully. And I've never done this ever in my life. I said to them, you either pay me what I'm paid, or I'm not coming on to set. I've got one more scene left. I'm giving you my 24-hour notice. I've never wanted to do that. I loved working on that film. I loved working with
sad.
Daryl Auret. I loved working with the cast and the crew. And I don't talk to any of them anymore because I won't support anybody that supports them. Simple as that. And they want to sue me 72 million rand because I've gone, screw you. You in breach of contract. They want to sue me 72 million. See you in court, buddy.
Okay.
They thought that they were going to bully me, like all that they've done to all the people, and go, we'll take you to court. It's defamation of character. No, it's defamation of character when it's not the
When
truth.
it's not a lie. Exactly.
Yeah, and made up.
But
And I
if
have
it's
all
the
the
truth,
proof.
yeah.
I have all the proof. Not just my proof, but proof from everybody else. So I want to go to court. That's how I feel about these people.
Okay.
Sorry.
No.
I just they made me not want to be in the South African film industry anymore. Them. Phoenix Films. Them.
It's sad.
Very sad, but I got over it, and I spoke to my lawyer. My lawyer's like, let's see what happens. We'll take them on, and it's just sad because the movie is brilliant. It's a great Daryl Auret film, and Daryl Auret is an Oscar-nominated director, which breaks my heart because, like, you know, as a director, you lead that ship, man. You're the captain, and he wasn't a captain. He was just another person who just kind of went to the wall, you know. What can we do? No.
Fight for your guys.
Yeah, you fight for
your
people.
guys. Yeah.
And you fight on the right side. You don't fight on the wrong
That's
side.
it. Eh? You know, there's a saying in business, people don't leave bad jobs, they leave bad managers. You know, and it's your responsibility to be the leader.
And it was so simple. All they had to do is come and say to me, Bannon, we've got a problem.
We're in trouble.
We're in trouble.
Yeah.
One of our money guys has pulled out, and I would have said, okay,
What can we do?
bring me my contract. We need to renegotiate this contract. Right. I will do the movie, but now I want a percentage. I want back end. I want this. I want that.
There we go.
Not lie to me and get my lawyers involved and get all these things involved, because I will call you out. I've got a reputation of calling people out. Call me out. If I'm doing something wrong in the industry and I'm screwing up and I'm screwing people over, call me out, man. Call me out.
Do you know what it comes down to? Truth speaking. Just truth speak. You know? Look at all what it could have been completely...
But what's really sad, it wasn't the first time.
Okay.
As the story started coming out, as people started reaching out to me, saying, listen, I'd like to tell you my side of the story. I was like, don't tell me, write it. So I have...
Of course.
I have stories. I
Documented
have
proof.
horrible stories about these people. So I'm wanting to go quick because I've got some really nasty stuff on them.
Okay. Now, out of all these parts that you play, right? Why do you love playing the most? Because you seem to be quite villainous. Is that a word? Is that the right terminology? Is it happenstance?
I don't even know where that villain thing came from.
Yeah.
I had no fucking idea. Dup was a good guy in Isidingo. My character was he was a nice
Of course.
guy. He was,
Okay,
everybody
so
loved him.
in my defense,
No,
I never had M-Net.
No, I'm not saying
I was too poor.
No, I'm saying that I was a good guy. That's who he was. And then all of a sudden, I just started landing.
Villain?
Oh
Villain?
man, I think it's after my divorce. It is after my divorce. I became a villain after my divorce. That's what happened because I quit Isidingo, got divorced, and then these villain roles.
Do you think that's the correlation?
No, I don't know. I don't know.
I think
I'm not actually a villainous person, but
No.
but
You're not a villainous.
I think that I revel in being able to play.
Yes.
These.
That's what I was just
the
about
taboo.
to say. You want to push the envelope. And what is pushing the envelope in being the little goody guy? No, you want to be that...
Yeah, and it's boring playing the lead, you know what I mean? Even the lead characters that I have played have always been a bit edgy.
Yeah.
I've never... You gotta keep them... yeah. I know it's weird. I don't know if I've chosen these roles or if they've chosen me.
No.
No. Chappie... Neill approached me about Chappie and he said to me, read the script. And I read it. It was a great script because there's nothing in it for you. I was like, oh, cool, dude. Well, then why give me the script?
Did he really do that?
Yeah. Hippo was written originally for a big black guy.
Oh, yeah?
And then I had a meeting with him and his wife, and we sat down and we spoke, and then I emailed him something, and he emailed me back and said to me, oh, and by the way, Hippo's yours if you want it. I was like, what? What are you talking about?
I don't have a plot.
He said to me, no, because I justified things to him. Neil's like, tell me your side of the story. I said, well, I know this guy. He said to me, tell me yours. And I gave him a thing.
I've got to ask you a question.
I sent him auditions. I sent him audition tapes. I said to him, before you say it, just check it out.
Yeah.
And he said to me,
where did that accent come from? Because it was part South African, part Jamaican.
No, Zulu.
Okay.
I specifically got my domestic worker to record. I recorded everything she said to me.
I like
it's a specific way that they speak.
Okay.
What do you want?
Okay, I got it.
Yeah.
Hippo.
Hippo. And that's what I said to Neil. I sent him different accents, I said to him, but Hippo, man, they call him Hippo because I gave him a backstory of this character.
Yeah.
Of who he was, where he came from, and we spoke about it, and it just made sense that he was this. When did you see a white built, healthy-looking white dude who's leading? He's basically a
dreadlocks.
Yeah, he's a black man trapped in a white body, and that was the basis of my character story to Neil. Was that he didn't like the fact that his skin was white. He didn't mind being called white, but he didn't like the fact that his skin was white.
Okay.
So that's what made him stand out. That's why he became what he was.
That's incredible how complicated you made something, rightfully so, that I would never know.
I can tell you lots of stories about backstories.
That's incredible.
Have you seen Blood Drive?
No, I haven't.
Okay, so Blood Drive, I got to play a vegan-eating, dog-loving killing machine. Also, again, I had the most amazing opportunity to work with James Rowland and the guys from LA. But I gave him my backstory because I walked on set and I said to him, have you noticed all my dog chains? He goes, yeah, it looks cool. I said to him, have you noticed them? He was like, what are you talking about? I said, these dog chains are all the dogs that belong to Ribbone. And there's a reason why they call him Ribbone, is because he grew up with an alcoholic father who was a drug addict who was involved in dog fighting. And Rib, the little Rib, had to go and, his name wasn't Rib then, but he had to go and take all these dogs and pile them up and bury them. And Dad would breed dogs, kill them, fight them. This is how he grew up. And one day he kept one of the puppies away from his dad in a barn, and it grew up, and his dad found the dog, and one night they were having dinner, and his dad said to him, so how does your dog taste? And he realized that his dad had cooked his dog. And
so hold on, Is this the backstory?
Yeah, this is what I gave them about my character.
Oh, sweet baby Jesus. Okay, carry on.
Yeah, so then
I'm thinking this is a movie.
No, this is my backstory for the character. So, and then I said to him then James Ryan said, yeah, man, that's great, because he came the next day and he said to me, how about like when I told him that he killed his father and threw his dad's body onto the rest of the dogs, where everybody else, all the rest of the dogs that meant nothing to his father. That's where he threw his dad. And then James, in his sick fucking mind, said, how about that's where he gets his name from? Because he jumped up, he grabbed the rib bone of his dog and killed his father with it. And that's what I'm saying. Actors don't get it. I mean, we got people who are line deliverers and people that really take this art to a different level. And people think I'm not doing anything while I'm sitting at home, playing myself. I'm not. I'm developing characters at home. I sit at home and I read those scripts and I try and wipe away what the norm would be and relook at it and maybe go and smoke a joint, come back, relook at it, try and find what's not written on the page, because those are just words. I need to find out what makes those words come alive for my characters. Otherwise, I'm lying to me and I'm lying to the audience, and I don't ever want to be that actor.
How incredible! But I'm speechless. This is things we don't.
All my characters get this. But I do a character treatment for all my directors.
This is something that Huntley Smith, who's watched all your movies, your big ones, especially Neil's, because I love Neil's movies, right? And phones you, please, can I podcast you? I never knew this. This is incredible. Thank you for sharing that.
You're welcome. All my characters. I'm in Elysium as well. We spoke about it. I have to. That's how I'm able to have fun. And Justin Head taught me this. The director. I love him. He saved my career. That boy. Was in order for you to have fun on set, you got to stop thinking about your lines. You got to know where you're coming from, where you're going. Why would your character? And now when I'm on set and I'm acting, sometimes someone will say something and it won't affect Brandon. It'll affect my character. Because I know where he's from. Like, don't say that. Also, I'll react on shit to stuff people are saying. People are like, why did you do that? I'm like, you don't need to know. And all my, I'm giving away traits here. All my characters have secrets. I've got a secret for every single one of my characters that nobody knows about. Nobody knows fuck all about it. And I've got that secret. If the director says, and I can justify it. He has his secret. You don't know it. I know it. That's why.
Could you give me an example?
No.
Okay. Fair enough. I had to ask.
Okay, for example, let's say, okay, in Elysium,
yes,
my character knew that the other character they were related. They had the same father, different mothers. I need the toilet. Can I go?
Yeah, go.
Can I? I'll be back.
Yes, I got to figure out where the toilet is. Go for it. There we go. How flipping incredible. I didn't realize that. I really, really didn't. It's so incredible to sit here and speak to somebody, like Brandon, and just hear these stories, because I think as viewers of these movies, we don't really realize what the hell actually goes into making a movie. I think it's absolutely incredible. I mean, I'm sitting here looking at and maybe you guys should actually do that. Just go on Wikipedia and go and have a look at the movies that Brandon's done. It's flipping incredible. There's a list of probably 20 movies here. Isidingo, Angel's Song, One Way, Huntley, A True Story, Swap, Wild at Heart, District 9, of course, The Racist, Night Drive, Expiration, Durban Poison, Elysium, Avenged, Tanks and Bicycles, Outpost 37, Prime Circle Doors. I'm assuming that must have been the music video. Tiger House, and then of course Chappie, Tremor 5, Bloodlines. And then the four movies that he's busy with at the moment. I mean, it's flipping incredible to sit here and...
mentioning that, Andy. Nobody ever goes back and looks at what I've done. I've shot 27 feature films internationally and so.
Well, while you were away,
I'm glad that you. I'm glad that you mentioned that. A lot
while
of people,
you're away, it's a flipping. I mean, this is the list that I'm sitting here looking at, and I'm
jobbing actor, man. I'm a jobbing actor.
And you're busy with 4 right now.
Well, I've got 4 coming out. Yeah.
How incredible!
Yeah.
How incredible!
You got to love what you do and be cool with the people around you. I think my reputation as an actor is because people like working with me. I don't bitch, I don't moan, I don't complain about the little things. Choose your battles.
You're not self-entitled. I think that's the problem, is the self-entitlement. And I think it's a problem in South Africa where we've got, is the self-entitlement.
It's all over the world.
Yeah.
It's all over the world. I've walked onto sets where...
And why don't you just pull this closer?
I hate saying this. If you got an issue, take that issue away, go and deal with it. A lot of the people, especially the actors and actresses, they want everybody to know about their problem. I'm changing the line. Could we get everybody here? And I'm like, just change the fucking line.
Nobody cares.
Nobody gives a fuck. But now everybody must know, it's always a scene, it's always a performance, and it's so funny.
And it's a show of control and power.
Yeah.
Don't you think?
I don't know what it is. I think it's because generally the people that are the most loud actors and actresses are the ones that I believe are least talented, and they're trying to hide the fact that they're not that talented. Because the guys that are really getting the shit done, they drop it.
Who's the most hardworking actor you've ever worked with? And
honestly,
Yeah.
Matt Damon.
I was going to ask you about
Yeah,
him.
Matt Damon, without a doubt. Matt Damon.
God, he's incredible.
He's just an incredible man. He's an incredible human being. He's an incredibly giving actor. The amount of discussions that he and I would talk about, like maybe this, maybe we try this, and I was like, okay, dude, whatever you want, bro. Whatever you want.
Do you have him on speed dial?
No. But his best friend and I became very close. Johnny and I talk still.
Really? Eh?
Yeah. It's Matt Damon.
God, he's Matt
I
Damon.
don't know, I've worked with all these great people. They don't know who I am. They were like, I don't know who you are.
Yeah.
Who are you?
But what an incredible actor. I mean, to me, when Neill did Elysium, and I heard Neill was making a movie, right? Then I heard that Matt Damon was in the movie, and I was just like, love him.
One amazing.
Do you know what I did for my research this weekend?
Yeah.
Right, I watched Elysium.
Oh, really?
I was going through my movies, and I thought,
I was the first guy to call him a puss. I'm sorry about that, but I did. I called him a puss. I said, "You deal with those two. I'll handle this puss." When I hit him with that can when the spaceship rolls.
Yes, I'll deal with this. Yes, that's right.
Oh,
Yeah.
Listen carefully.
So I mean, just as a joke, obviously I've got my notes and I've been writing down things. And on Sunday afternoon, after training and I did a podcast on Saturday morning. And this one's very sort of out of the norm. I usually do them on Saturdays.
Yeah. Thanks.
And then, your time.
Our time. That's right.
So nevertheless, so I got home after training and I had one of my blue belts around and we were busy chatting about his game plan for competitions and stuff, and he ducked and I sat down and I started writing and I was like, Elysium. So that's what I did.
Good, man. It's a great film.
I've watched it maybe 3-4 times now.
Yeah, no, it's a good film.
What an incredible movie.
Look, I'm still... It's going to come up, I know. But to me, Chappie was the one, man.
Done. Hands down. Let me tell you what happened. I watched Chappie, okay, because I don't care what Neill directs, I'm going to watch it.
Have you watched Rocker yet?
Which one?
Have you watched any of his short films yet?
No.
Okay, so go to Auret Studios.
Auret, O-A-T?
O-A-T-S, like...
Auret Studios, V1 Rucker. This is the one that just came out this year.
Yeah.
Oh, that's the last movie I've got here. You played Nosh.
Yeah.
Okay, it's the last one I've got here. I didn't know that was his. Is it his?
Yeah, so he did 5. He did Rocker, Firebase, Bad Presidents, Zygote, and Cooking with Bull, I think it is. High-end short films. Go and watch some high-end. I mean, like when I say high-end Rocker, it's like me and Sigourney Weaver, bro.
What?
Yeah.
Don't joke.
Yeah. I actually pulled a move on her because she's so cool. She's one of my favorite. I must be honest. Sigourney Weaver.
Female Sigourney, male Matt Damon.
Yeah. So Sigourney was just awesome, and I pulled a shit one on her as well. We were doing the scene, and I have this line where I say to her, I don't care what you say, Lieutenant, and then I changed it. I went, I don't care what you say, Ripley, and she went, oh, good, because Ripley was a character in Aliens.
Yes.
You know, so she was like, oh, good one. And I was like, I couldn't help it.
Sorry,
I wanted to be that person. And she was like, you're allowed to. You're okay. Oh, you're okay.
You're okay.
Oh, you're okay.
And you're like, I'll just love you.
Yeah, I'll show you the pictures. I said, did you guys take snap pictures? Because I said, can I have a picture of me and Sigourney? And you see, like, the first picture, you see me standing like this, and then I don't know if it was like, but by the end of the picture, I was hugging her. It was like, and everywhere in between, you could see me moving closer.
Lovely.
I think everyone that I've worked with, I mean, the actors that I've worked with, I mean, I can't tell you people what's your favorite movie. I don't have a favorite movie. For me, every movie is like a friend. They're as important to me as the next one because they have their own personality. They have their own learning curve for me. Durban Poison was by far one of the greatest films that I've ever shot because of the character. It was just character driven. Nobody knows about Durban Poison. It's won massive international awards all over the world, and nobody knows about it. It's like I shot a movie called Broken Darkness, which is winning and doing so well and really, really well. Also post-apocalyptic.
Yeah.
But shot as an American film. We play Americans. We're not South Africans.
Sure.
But everybody involved in that movie is South African. it's breaking the borders and reaching out, because if there's no audience for your films in this country, you might as well shoot them for the rest of the
I
world.
couldn't agree more. I couldn't agree more. And South Africans have got this weird thing, you know. I mean, we were talking about Gabby Cirillo, right? Now she's doing Bedford Housewives, right? And
I don't watch TV. Sorry, I don't have a TV.
Oh, no,
I haven't had SABC or.
it's on YouTube.
Oh, is it on YouTube?
Also on YouTube, yeah, that's why I watch it. I don't have TV.
Oh, is it?
I don't have
I thought it was
well,
a TV.
it might be on SABC, but I watch YouTube.
Right. Yeah. I think it is on TV. I think because I haven't watched TV, and I watch not even YouTube. So my daughter and I have this competition. Who's now going to have? I've been collecting DVDs since I was 16 or 17 years old. Whenever they came out.
Yes.
After VHS, I've still got some of my Star Wars originals. I've still got all those original VHSs. But my daughter and I have a competition about who's got the most DVDs, because we do that.
Nice.
Yeah. Look, I might watch downloaded films. I'm not going to lie. Everybody does it, but I make sure that I buy a film. If I see a film that I really, really like, I go and buy that film.
You go and buy it.
So
I'm the same with music.
yeah, my daughter and I we've got this competition, and you won't believe this, eh? Like, 7 years, she's probably got about 140 more DVDs than me.
What?
Yeah.
Oh,
And we sit and we like
watch
last night.
movies.
Yeah, last night we watched
So I love Netflix so much.
Jungle Book. The original, not the original, the real life one with the real person.
Oh, with the real characters, yes.
and just brilliant, man.
Yeah.
And we sat there together. And that's our thing. So Friday
Such
nights,
stories in that, archetypal stories. You know,
and that's what people need to realize about filmmakers. We are storytellers, and sometimes there is a bit of liberty taken in stories, but understand that people getting worked up about Black Panther being in the original first all-black film. I'm like, go fuck yourself, because what about Blade? What about Bad Boys? What about
I'm gonna hit the toilet as well.
Yeah, there are a whole bunch of these incredible. What about The Color Purple? There's a movie with a black cast of people that really, really, really did well, and I love the fact that it did what it did, because it was a great movie with great actors. And at the end of the day, I'm all about the movie, man. I don't have any agendas or political things when it comes to film. It's about entertainment. For me, yes, you do sometimes get some form of education out of the films, and you walk out there with all of these great lessons. But at the end of the day, for me, is you've got to walk away feeling different, entertained. I watch movies to escape my everyday life. I like to go and lose myself in other people's stories and realize that there's other people out there that have the same shit as you do. You know what I mean? I just storytelling to me is what it's about. And people make agendas out of the storytelling because it becomes political, and I'm sick of it. I'm sick of it. Let's go back to the originals. Well, that's why the 80s were great and the 90s were great. Films in those days were great,
Good
because
stories.
we made cheesy, shitty movies that just really people wanted to go and watch them. I mean, you look at Die Hard 1, 2, and 3, the Bruce Willis films. You look at those. They were entertaining.
They were fun movies.
Escapism.
Yes.
You know,
Isn't that what it's about? Escapism?
but you can tell great stories with great visuals and great actors that. And the escapism can seem so real that you can actually walk out of there a changed person by going, questioning things and going, what?
Now, let me tell you what did that for me. Chappie.
Yeah.
God damn it. At the end of that movie, I felt the sense, and I'm going to tell you what the word is, because I know the feeling I had, because I was very aware of that feeling. Loss. I had this feeling of loss. It moved me in such a deep way.
Wow.
Honestly, moved me in such a deep way. I was like, that is fucking incredible.
But that's Neil. That's Neil and Terry's wife, okay? Because
What a movie.
Yeah. They will give you, and I love this about them as filmmakers, is they will give you what you want to watch from an entertainment value. So here's your visuals, your story, your characters, your character plots, your character development, your ups and downs, and all of that. What lies beneath?
There we go.
What are the messages?
And
his movies are
Elysium
lace.
the same, Chappie's the
Chappie,
same,
District 9.
all the same. There's this underlying.
And all of them, all movies should be like that. You look at any Oliver Stone film. You think Platoon's about the war? Platoon is not about the war. Platoon is about those personalities
Yes.
that were thrown together in a situation
Surviving.
that was war. Yeah. And what happened? And the guy that you thought was the bad guy turns out to be the good guy, and the good guy that you thought was the
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Plot
Those
twists.
are the things. The situation is not important.
One of my favorite movies of all times is The Usual Suspects.
I love it.
Okay, of all times.
Me too.
Of all times.
Oh, no, I'm gonna give me a fucking kid, motherfucker.
Yeah. And then
In English, please.
all of a sudden at the end of the movie when he starts walking and you're just like, oh
Kaiser
my
Soze.
God. Hey,
Kaiser Soze, yeah.
I love anything that's got that, and I love a message. You know what I mean? Maybe it's this
You're gonna
dreamer.
love
Maybe it's this dreamer in me, but I love a message, and I love what Chappie was.
No, you're
Oh,
gonna love
really?
Shadowboxers. Yeah, Shadowboxers. Also, Justin's also a great writer. He's an amazing director. He's It is when it's a kind of movie you're gonna have to watch it 2 or 3 times because the message. There's a very, very, very deliberate message in that film. It was written that way. It was conceived that way. The message was there before the story even existed.
Okay, and the story was written around the message.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we had our golden thread, what they call the golden thread, your line. That takes you from A, B, C. A movie's made up of 3 acts: Act 1, Act 2, Act 3.
Okay.
Beginning, middle, end.
Okay.
That's where you place all your characters, but you need a theme.
Yeah, something that strings it
You
all
need
together.
a running theme, and that we found that theme. Well, Justin found that theme long before the script happened. The story could happen anywhere in the world. Could happen to any person. We just happened to choose a boxer who loses everything because of a dodge fight.
Okay.
Him and his wife are attacked in a freak Runkel's attack. His child drowns, and it's how this man comes back from having everything
Taken away.
and with and not just that, but out of his control.
Yeah.
Where he has nothing, he wakes up and has nothing. Nothing. His wife is killed. His uncle's killed her. He made it. Psychological problems of why me, not her.
Yeah.
To the point of where we get to the point, and that was when I said to Justin, "This is the movie we need to make." I said to James, "This film is the film that we need to make because it's not just an action fighting film. There's a thing in here that is going to make people when that movie ends, people are going to go."
Isn't that what it's about, though?
Yeah, that's what it's about, man.
Exactly.
Because when I put that book down, I went, "Oh." When I read the script finished, our second draft, because Justin didn't put the ending in the first draft, and he brought us the second draft. He said to me, "I've put the ending in." I'm like, "Oh, but I know the ending." I said, I know the ending. This is what's going to happen. This is what he does to this dog. This is what he does with that. This is what he does with the dog. This. He goes, "Just read it." And I read it, and I read the ending, and I went, "You son of a bitch." Goosebumps. Like,
Really?
How can you do that to this man?
Oh, really? Oh, my God. Okay.
When you think he's... I was like, it's just me because that's what people want to know. And I was like, okay, I got it. And that's why I want to make... And everybody that's read the script has gone, wow.
But, you know, I mean, I'm a massive, massive, massive book reader. And I always have. And I read books, and of course, I read business books, but every now and again, my favorite thing in the world to do is to pick up a fiction fantasy, right? Especially something that is incredible and that has got incredible character. And we get so ingratiated and so familiar with these characters that, like, when eventually a character passes away,
You get upset.
I physically get upset. I'm like, I put the book down. How can you fucking kill him? How dare you kill him?
Yeah, well,
I loved him.
This is the thing about soap operas, that people get so caught up in these people's realities. I mean, I've had friends, people from the other soaps. I'll play a good guy. I just get recognized. Hard dope. And I'm like, and it used to irritate me, but then I realized, Brandon, it's 12 years, 13 years.
Yeah.
And people still remember, he had an impact on that person's life. Accept it, claim it,
Fair enough.
and deal with it. You know what I mean? Don't make it their problem because they happen to recognize. I'm like, oh, but I've done so much more than Isidingo. You know, I'm an actor now. I'm an international film actor. What do you mean Isidingo?
I'm famous.
And I go, what? To you, to that person, that's why you're famous, because of Isidingo.
There we go.
You know, and it was very difficult with my daughter because you don't talk to strangers. And then we go to Cape Town and put, except bra. Has a photo, my bro? And I'm like,
Hey, does that Brandon?
then my daughter's like, why are you talking to strangers, Dad? I'm like, baby. So I've had to
Oh,
explain
wow,
to
yes,
her
of course.
that, you know, I'm an actor and people want to take pictures with me, and I always put her aside in the pictures. Why can't I be in the photographs? Because I want you in my photographs.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I couldn't agree more with that.
It's
couldn't agree
time
more.
and place.
I
My
agree.
camera, I can decide what I want. Your
There we
camera,
go.
you can't. You can play around as much as you want. It's not going to happen.
There we go. No. I'm completely with you. You know,
I'm
there's a
very
lot of...
protective over my daughter. I feel sorry for her first boyfriend already.
Rightfully so. And you must understand, her first boyfriend has to go through a legion of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belts.
Hey, listen,
and Uncle
she's-
Jimmy's
yeah,
and
she's-
Uncle
yeah.
JP's and...
So
yeah.
she's just received her first yellow stripe on her white belt judo.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
So she's the only girl. She's the only girl that does judo, and I think judo is a great base for her because she's already armbarred one of the kids and told, no, you're not allowed to do that. She's already sunk in a rear naked choke because when her and I wrestle, play, tickle.
That's how you play.
I'm
Wrestle, play, tickle.
I'm babe, you need to do this. How are you gonna? If you don't want me to tickle this side, you got to tickle this side. So swap, twist your body, put your stomach on my stomach, and then she'll twist in cool. Tickle, and she does.
And what you're doing is you're playing games but teaching at the same time. Yeah. So when are you sending her to jiu-jitsu?
Well, I'm trying to find a jiu-jitsu school that's close enough for us as well.
We must chat. I've got one that's down the road from you.
Oh, really?
Yeah, definitely.
That does
Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu.
And daddy class for kids and all of us?
I don't know. They'll have seniors, and I'll have to see about juniors.
Yeah, no.
But I'll look for you. Because we know she has to do jiu-jitsu.
No, without a doubt.
Yeah.
Oh, without a doubt. No. But I just thought that, maybe I should speak to Chappie. Maybe I should start offering jiu-jitsu to some of these schools. I know he does all of these kids stuff. Maybe you guys should think about that. Going to these...
To schools, yeah.
Because
Look, I'd love for a private school, a big private school, to turn around and go, curriculum. Here's the problem.
Yeah.
Do we have enough coaches able to, from a time point of view, service that? So it would need to be a private school of one of two schools, and then we can slowly grow it, and I can start incorporating, SABJJF and getting all the guys involved and the coaches involved, because we can't make a promise that we can't keep.
I see. They offered...
And there's too few of us.
Yeah. This is the thing. So, and I've always said to James, I love judo. It's the one thing that I wish I could have done. I never did it. I think the wrestling thing is very, very important. Whether it be judo or whether it be sambo, whatever it is that you're doing.
Yes,
it's very, very important. And I've seen her confidence grow, especially now as she handles those boys in that class. She's the only girl in that class.
Oh, really? It's going to make her tough.
And she's as tough as nails.
Beautiful.
I think my mom's right. She says to me, you're a little bit hard on your daughter. And I'm like, no, Mom, I'm allowing her, when she falls, yes, I want to go and cuddle her and cover, but I'm like, hey, come on, babe, it's cool. Let's see if it's bleeding. And then I point something else out to her. Look at that. But obviously, if she's damaged herself and hurt, I'm going to be there. But
of course,
you're allowing her to. She's my best friend. I promise you. People, when she's around, there's nobody else that exists with me. We have the most amazing. I said to her the other night, we fell asleep on the couch watching movies, and I said to her, do you know that you didn't let go of my finger the whole night? And every time I try to take it out, you would be, And I said, and I dig that.
Yes.
And I dig that about you. But I do.
But you're a kid at heart.
Yeah, look, the thing is as well, I think there are a lot of arseholes out there. I think I've had friends of mine that have been drugged, girlfriends. I've been drugged as well, go to a bar or whatever and something's happened. And those are the motherfuckers that I'm protecting her from.
Yes, I agree.
She's been in a shooting range with me. She will know how to shoot. She will carry when she's ready to carry.
She'll know how to defend herself.
She'll know how to defend herself.
Agreed.
She'll know how to strike and escape. I said to her, what happens if he's bigger? And I said, baby, if you can't breathe, you can't fight. I said, you hit him in his throat as hard as you can with whatever you can. Yeah. Even slap him if you have to. That larynx closes up.
That's it.
You've got time to go.
And there's a very big difference between proper teaching of self-defense and aliveness sports and boxing and martial arts and judo and this bullshido that's going on at the moment where they're teaching, God damn it, when I look at this stuff, this false sense of security that these people are teaching it. I used to do these self-defense sort of expos, and even at my work I used to do it, and eventually the guys were asking me, and I was like, no, I'm not doing it anymore, because I'm not giving them anything other than a false sense of security. One little class for you to think that you can defend yourself, I'm actually doing them a disservice. I'd rather you not think you know, so that you run away, than think you can protect yourself when you actually can't.
Yeah, well, this is the thing. This is why I've a situation arose in front of my daughter where a drunk person got too close for my liking. And it wasn't about fighting. I hate fighting. I grew up fighting. It's what happened in Springs. You went to Park Hotel, you went to the whatever it is, and there were fighters and defenders, but everybody knew. That's how I laughed at Jamie. I walk in. I said, when you guys used to walk into clubs and go, which chick is next? He says, I used to walk into a club going, which Oakie's next?
Is that you?
It's James.
Oh, James.
Yeah,
Jimmy James.
Yeah, Jimmy James. Let me tell you what. I was protected, my brother.
He had your back.
Yeah, I've got a wolf here. That's my boy. Yeah, he's my wolf. He's always had my back. But I just think that there's enough aggression already as it is. But my daughter saw me react in a way that I'm not proud of it, but the oak was drunk.
Was it necessary?
Yeah, 100%.
Okay. Well, there we go. Then there's no. Then there's no.
And you know what I mean? As I tried to walk away from the situation, the oak put his hands on me. He woke up because I didn't hit him. I took him down and I rear naked choked him out. And I even gave him the opportunity to stop.
Beautiful.
I said, "You're going to stop now," and he carried on. And I just, my daughter was disturbed by the situation.
But
I felt like such a bad dad. Huh?
The power to not have to hit, but to be able to just subdue
and walk away.
There's power in that.
And walk away. And just walk away.
There's so much power in that.
But my daughter was, I didn't want to do my daughter. I said to her,
of course.
"Do you understand, baby, the difference between walking away and fighting?" I said, "We walked away, but he carried on." "Yeah, but Dad, why was he bleeding?" She wanted to know why he was bleeding.
Was he bleeding? Okay.
He tried to bite me. I was trying to sink this in.
And he tried to bite you.
So I pulled away.
And you elbowed him. Yeah.
Sunk
and then
the
you
front.
re-sunk the rear naked choke. Yeah. And then he slept. Yeah. And then you have the choice, jump on his head or walk away.
Or walk away.
And you can walk away.
Walk away.
It's
not what I wanted. And I said that, and it was it was a traumatic experience for my daughter, but she says to me, "Dad, I remember that day." And I said, "What do you remember?" "You remember to walk away. But if they touch you." So my daughter got a lesson out of that. And I'm just saying, but it's the thing about knowing that I want her to know that I'm not putting her in judo class because it is fun. Or we live in a society where it's horrible.
Yeah.
We live with people that want to hurt each other. And I'm generally, I'm not, maybe when I was younger I was very aggressive, but I'm not an aggressive person. I have a passion for MMA. I've been watching since back then when it was the illegal days, back in the 90s. We were getting illegal copies of the original UFCs 1, 2, 3 and all of those. I have the highest respect for guys that I'm not fighters, more respect, but guys that train specifically to keep themselves in that shape and keep themselves sharp. I have a lot of respect for them. I have a lot of respect because I've put myself through training and I've put myself through body changes and losing weight and picking up weight. And guys that do this professionally, I feel sorry for guys that in a false assumption take on a practicing Brazilian jiu-jitsu artist because they have no fucking idea what's coming at them.
Yeah.
They have no idea. And it's not karate and it's not kickboxing and it's not, things are going to get broken or you're going to sleep.
Yeah. And the most...
And I respect it. Do that in a cage, bro. I'd rather have you doing that in a cage than in a bar
you're
somewhere
more
else.
protected there.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the thing is, in the majority of instances, we call them nerd assassins, right? I got a purple belt, one of my coaches, right? He's from Alberton. And he's like a sap genius. Glasses, but he's a nerd assassin. He's an IT nerd. He's a purple belt and he will kill you in 15 seconds. Yeah. But you're going to pick on him because you have...
But why pick on him? That's what I love about jiu-jitsu.
I know.
If you're picking on someone because he looks like a nerd and you get whooped,
that's your
then let that be your lesson. Growing up in Springs, never judge a person by the way they look. I never do.
Yeah.
I never do. You can see when I get ready to rock and roll, and you go,
okay,
it comes.
Maybe I don't want to anymore. Yeah.
You know what I mean? So and we need to realize that there's more and more people being trained. There are more and more people carrying guns, and that's fights have changed. I mean, I grabbed Oak's hand once just from behind because he picked up a beer bottle, was going to smash a beer bottle. All these wrists. I said, that's a fair fight, buddy.
Yeah, put it down.
Because you can smash it, you kill someone like that.
Of course.
You know?
And 1 foot of anger, 1 foot of rage,
can change
one smashed bottle, and that guy dies just because you happen to hit his carotid artery, right? And you're up for manslaughter.
You're dead, man. That's just you go to jail.
Done. You go to jail. And let me tell you a story, buddy.
No, you
this is not. I don't want to go to jail in South Africa. Okay. No.
So I think we need to. I think we are going through a change. But what's horrible about the human race? Not what's horrible about the human race. What's in order for something to grow, it sometimes needs to be smashed. You plant the seed becomes brittle. It's an explosion of that root through the ground, and then there's the freedom of growing and hopefully dealing with what it is. And I think we as humans are being broken at the moment. There's something that needs to come out.
There is something.
And
and is this going back to this collective consciousness of this post-apocalyptic type?
Always the collective consciousness. I'm all about the collective consciousness. if I go and
Something's got to give.
on a really long hike and I char some San Pedros, there's a cactus that gives you super just thought process and just gives you the energy to just keep going. That's my thing. I stop and I start imagining the planet without us, and how we are a cancer.
Yeah, virus.
And we don't have to be. And I'm thinking to myself that maybe we don't belong here. Maybe we are an alien race that landed here by accident. Or it's not what we've been told. All of this bullshit. We're actually an alien race that's festering on this planet. And once this planet's dead, the leaders of those that have got what they want from this planet will move on to the next one.
Maybe.
But we're a cancer. But there is a way to stop the cancer.
Tell me.
Consciousness. Respect, love, hope, and the belief in the human race. I'm not talking about each other. I don't have to get on with you, Huntley.
No.
I don't have to get on with you,
But you have
because
to-
you're white, because you're black, because you're green, because you're brown, because you're orange, because you happen to believe this or because you don't happen to believe this. I choose who I get on because I realized a very long time ago that what's wrong for you, Huntley, is not necessarily wrong for me.
Yes.
And what's
Couldn't
right for
agree more.
you is not. And so,
So-
if I respect that,
There we go. Mutual
and
respect.
I accept that, and I go,
agree.
okay. I don't, and it's not a racist thing for me to go, I don't want to go hang around Chinese people that are killing dogs to eat them. I can't say you can't because I hunt. Okay,
I see what you said there. Yeah.
I fight and get upset about the way they are killed. I have a problem with that. I have a problem with modern day farming. The way that is why I hunt. I like to eat venison. I like to eat raw from
Yes.
that I've gone to go get. And I don't hunt
Yes.
with a rifle. I hunt with a bow.
I want to come hunting with you.
Yeah.
Please.
Come. You must come
Please,
in, Johnny.
please.
You go all the time.
Please. I want my own meat.
It's hard work though, walking and stalking, trying to get an animal. That's when you realize how our ancestors, how they survived. I don't know. But the bottom line is, I think at the end of the day is that you have to, and it's not a choice. It's not a threat. It's a promise. If we as human beings do not calm the fuck down, we are going to be the reason for our non-existence and our extinction. We are going to be the reason. People go, no, but planet Earth, trust me, Mother Nature will survive. She survived for billions and billions of years. She'll get rid of this virus and things will start again.
4.2 billion years to be precise. Yeah.
So let's be honest about this. We have a choice, and I mean this when I say, wake up in the morning, be grateful for that day, and let that day not be the day that you fuck it up. And it can happen in road rage. It can happen with a mistaken tweet or a mistaken think, people.
Yes.
Let's become human again.
I couldn't agree more.
Because we're not. We're becoming android robots.
couldn't agree
And we
more.
just
I love it.
and I think once we do that, we'll see how the ability for us to get on with those that we don't necessarily get on.
Yeah.
How we can learn from that. Because I've spent a lot of time with people that don't necessarily agree with their concepts or
But you
their
can still be
choices in life.
empathetic towards them.
But my God, the knowledge and the conversations we've had that has no relevance to what it is that makes us different is incredible.
So I was listening to the psychologist speak, and very, 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 he's a psychologist by the name of Jordan Peterson. He's just so amazing. And he says, all right, let's start with the assumption, this is the whole idea between this male and female, right? And what are the differences between male and female and feminism and this and this? And he goes, let's start with a basic assumption of the two people. Yeah, what is that? Well, they're both human. That's it.
I have my thing, man. I have my thing that all of these rah rah ree and kick them in the knee and rah rah rant, all of that. People burning their bras, burning their panties, gay rights, all of that. That to me is the norm. I'm like, why is it that we, do what you got to do, man. But if what you do does not fit in with the way I am, or I'm open-minded to you, because I'm not going to judge you for what you do. I'm not going to sit there and point fingers at you.
Sure.
But then don't do the same. Just because you're living a crazy life and I happen to live a normal life, that also does not give you any right to point your fingers at me and tell me, but you this and this and this.
I think it's simple. Rule number 1, let's make them up. Don't be a dose.
Yeah, don't be a dose.
Rule number 2, if you're doing something that is harming yourself long-term and harming others, don't do it.
Don't do it.
That's it. Look at your life and go, how can I make it better? And is what I'm doing adding to society in a positive manner? Yes, cool.
And it's okay to fuck up.
Yes, it's okay to
It's
fuck
okay to
up.
fuck. It's the thing. It's like I say. I'm very grateful for the fact that this has been a very open conversation. Is that we've got to stop putting pedestals.
Yeah.
And looking up. Yes, we need role models, but I think the role model needs to come within yourself, because we're constantly looking for answers, and we need to sometimes just stop, reset, sit down, go back to reset to that person that you were before they fucked you up, man.
Yeah.
Before that shit happened, what was that made you go, yes, no, I can, I can't, I want to, I don't want to, yes, I will, I won't. We sometimes go, I don't want to say anything in case I offend people. Offend people. If people are offended, there's a reason they're offended. Maybe you're touching on the truth. But we need to deal that. I'm like saying, if someone walks in and they go, hey man, what's up with your pants? And that person can say, don't you dig them? Nah, I don't like to dig the colour. All of a sudden there's conversation happening. Yeah. Instead of going, look at this arsehole walking out. Who the hell does he think he is?
Yeah. With his Chewbacca socks.
Engage.
Yeah. Listen to me, Brandon. That is why I'm doing what I'm doing.
Engaging people.
That is what this whole thing is about. I'm having you on here and having this conversation and giving people the opportunity to hear what you have to say. And for me to learn, every time I speak to somebody, I learn and I grow. And maybe somebody takes something that we said and changes their life. And you know what? We've made a difference.
Yeah, absolutely.
And we can argue and we can disagree. Who cares?
It's fun to disagree.
I agree.
But
I disagree.
Yeah, I disagree. Yeah. But then get to the point where if that disagreement becomes too much for you to handle, don't hate. Walk away.
Yeah.
Go and reset. Go and because if you become so irate that then you've got to sometimes go, why am I getting irate about this thing? And these are the questions I ask myself.
Is it me?
Why? Because I need to maybe go and reevaluate this conversation from a different perspective. And that's my thing, is people have perspective because of their past. They had the study where they created an accident with 4 people observing this accident from different places, and not one person could
Had
correlate
the same story.
Yeah, exactly. That's because their perception
of
what happened was an assumption of their past. That what happened in their past makes them this way. So be patient.
Don't judge.
Yeah, be patient. And this was a big lesson for me, walking around town looking like a hippo with the cornrows, with the things, weighing 96 kilograms, fucking jamming myself full of steroids every day to get to look like it. I was on 3 mils of juice every day. Sorry about that. But again, that's my choice as an actor. I will do whatever it takes for me to make that role believable. And I sat down with the producers, I sat down with the director, and I said to them, this is what's going to happen.
Yeah, but you were jacked in that
in the
movie.
9 weeks, bro, from this.
And what do you weigh now?
Just under 80.
Okay,
Yeah.
so you're like 78, 79?
79, yeah.
Okay, 79, which is what
I'm dropping my weight for the film for Shadowboxer. So I've got to get down to about, if we can get down to 74, 75, we'll be happy.
Okay.
So that's a mission. But anyway, so whatever it is, when walking around and seeing people judging me because of the way I look, I'm like, but you know me. I come to the spa every day, but I would see people move their kids out the way, and I just went, wow.
Yeah.
There it is.
There it is.
There's how a simple look can alter my entire existence for that second, for that moment, because it made me feel uncomfortable. And I'm like, fuck you. I'm making fucking money doing one of the best movies in the world. Fuck you. Don't you judge me.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
What you doing is you're teaching your child. The kids are like, wow.
Yeah, because the kids don't care. They don't have these preconceived ideas. They're like, look at that guy. Yeah, and the moms are like,
I had a friend of mine, like, look at me, size me up and walk away. And I went, hey, buddy. And he went, what? I went, dude, it's me. It's Brandon. He was like, Jesus, my bro. I was like, the fuck, dude? Sizing me up and down like this? I was like, what the hell, dude? But, yeah, I just, my mom is right, eh? I think it's because she's moved to Cape Town. She's got this whole like, hey, Brandsy, just chill out, man.
just relax, man.
And I'm like, have you been in my industry? Do you know that I'm dealing with 16, 17 different people's lives, and I've got to deal with their job and their problems and their stories and stuff like that? Do you know how hard that is?
It's exceptionally hard.
Oh, go smoke a joint, my boy. Just go smoke a joint, you'll be fine. I'm like, I need more than a joint, man. No, I was very open with my mom about my weed smoking. She hated the fact that I was her druggy son, and now she's on the cream, and I was like, look at my hands are fine, and things change, you know.
Brandon, on that note, dude,
Yes.
but I literally could carry on. But we gave ourselves a little bit of a time limit, and we've overreached that.
Oh, perfect. By how long? We did
But
2 hours.
We over 2 hours.
Oh, really?
Over 2 hours. Yeah.
You're kidding me.
Having fun.
Fuck, we would have landed in Durban.
Having fun. Yeah. and I'd love to have you on again.
Sure.
Any time you just phone me and we'll have you on. It has been, dude, such a pleasure. And I literally mean that.
Yeah, me too,
Not
bro.
because of who you are, but because of what you told me. It's been such a pleasure.
Well, I'm very
I'd
grateful.
love to hear what you've had to say.
I'm very grateful for you taking the time, but I know it's been a mission for you to try and get me onto your show.
Indeed it has.
And all the best, bro.
Lovely. Thank you, bro. Right, guys, that's it. So long and thanks for all the fish. Have a great day. Ciao. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed the podcast as much as I did. Man, that was so much fun. I've only done 6 podcasts, but that was definitely on my top of my list. And Brendan and I had a chat afterwards, and yeah, we definitely can be doing it again, without a doubt. We got it. I just had too much fun. I can't leave it there. Nevertheless, to my sponsors and to the people who make this podcast happen, Jared Smith, thank you so much for my main equipment sponsor. Guys, go check out his new music video, which I've been promising you, Fields. It's just released on YouTube. And then also go check out Balcony TV, because he's just done a song called Walking Fearless on Balcony TV, which was really cool, man. One take, one go, entire song looped. What a jewel. What an absolute jewel. Nevertheless, and then this podcast is also brought to you by Teletrack. You watch this on YouTube, how incredible was the studios. I had such a great time there, and it just was such a professional environment. The whole team was incredible, and the service I got there was absolutely phenomenal. And I'm sure you can agree with me that it just really takes the podcast to the next level, and I'm looking forward to doing more podcasts there in the future. To Mark Herbert from Unleashed TV, dude, thank you so much for your advice. Each podcast we're getting better and better, I hope. That's the idea, isn't it? Otherwise you're not doing your job right. And then to Bisha IT, my nerds, my ninjas, who are so patient with me and work with me so diligently to get out these podcasts and to ensure that everything runs from a digital point of view perfectly. Thank you very much, guys. Have a wonderful day. I hope you enjoyed the podcast. Be awesome. Like, share, have fun. Catch you guys later. Ciao.